Welcome, everybody, to the Shipwreck Podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Bobby Ship. Uh, I wouldn't say this is an emergency pod by no stretch of imagination, because I said we was going to get on and do a watch party for the debate, and we are going to do a watch party for the debate that starts in a little over 35 minutes from now. So that we are definitely going to watch the debate, but I don't know if a lot of y'all know, or maybe you do, but there was another ICE shooting today. And I wanted to get on and give people a chance to talk about that as well before we debate come on. So we're going to talk about some of the, some what's going on with the debate, and as well as this ICE shooting. And we'll watch the debate, and then we'll talk about the debate and anything else that's on everybody's mind. Probably more about the ICE shooting. Welcome again. If you're watching, please hit that like and subscribe button if you're on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube and you're watching on Facebook, go to YouTube and hit the like and subscribe. But before you do that, share this on your page as well, because hey, we're all stuck in the house on this Saturday. If you're in the Texas, North Texas, I would say, or even some on the East Coast right now. I think it's starting to snow already. So since you're stuck in the house, you might as well enjoy the debate with us, with all the shitmates on the couch, and get some things off your chest if you have anything on your chest about what's going on in America right now, because it's getting bad out there, and I think it's only going to get worse. I personally would not be surprised. I will not be surprised if the National Guard is called up, or we actually have active duty American troops in Minnesota here by the end of probably this weekend. It would not surprise me at all, because this is getting out of hand. I mean, it's already been out of hand, but it's getting much, much, much worse. So again, if you're watching, please hit that like and subscribe button if you're on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, share it on your Facebook page first, then go to the YouTube page and hit like and subscribe and watch from there. We're trying to grow our audience, trying to grow our shipmates, want as many people on the couch as possible. So again, thank you again. And like I said, I wanted to start with what's going on in Minnesota. So warning. If you do not want to see the video of the man who was just killed by ICE, now will be a time to change for a few minutes. But I wanted to show the video, and we all take a look at it for yourselves. Again, if you want to join the conversation, I'm gonna have guests up until 2:00 until the debate starts. You're more than welcome to. I got the link already in Facebook. I already have the link into YouTube, so you're more than welcome to. But first, let's go ahead and show this video of the man being allegedly murdered. I guess you gotta say allegedly for legal reasons, by ICE. So let's go ahead and watch this video, and then we'll talk about it, and we'll get in more in depth of it, actually.
Well, you know?
Oh shit! What the fuck? They killed him? Did they fucking kill that guy? Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
He was being
Not again.
You know?
I guess detained by officers. There was at least 6 or 7 of them there, as you can see, and they were grabbing his arm and leg, were giving him instructions of what to do and what not to do, and they started with fire.
Oh shit! What the fuck? They killed him? Did they fucking kill that guy? Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Unfortunately, he has lost his life. The only information we know so far is that he's 37-year-old white male. Some more details into this. DHS has come out and said that he had a firearm on him. He had a 9mm firearm on him, and they have shown a picture of that. I did not get the picture to show to everybody else, but it was in a car seat of it was in the seat of someone's car, probably one of DHS's car. I believe that he did have a firearm on him, but his firearm was not showing at any time. So let's go into more of the videos. So the next video that I'm about to show you. Welcome, Black. How you doing? How you doing, my brother?
What's going on, bro?
How you doing? How you doing? Welcome.
I'm
Again, if
alright.
anybody want to join a pod, like I said, right now we on the couch right now. Right now it's couch time. Because this is a big thing that just happened today. And how do you feel so far about what happened today before we get even further into some of the other videos I got?
It's horrible. It shouldn't have happened. It's atrocious, and but this is America,
Mhm.
and I'm curious to see. First of all, I love our community because here we are doing an emergency podcast to talk about a white man being killed by ICE,
Yeah.
and all of the black people that was killed either by police or any kind of federal uh, authority. We are defending. We are, as in the black community, have to defend the murder. But this guy is a white person, and we still are here defending his rights to be a citizen in the U.S. And that's what it boils down to: being a citizen in the U.S. And I've read some of the comments, people saying, "Well, he had a gun or he pointed a gun." You and I, the video I see, and it's kind of hard to see, and I'm curious to see if we're gonna see that lady in the pink.
Yeah.
I want to see her video
Yeah.
because she got the front view. But from what I saw, he first of all, owning a gun or having a gun on your body does not constitute
No.
anything illegal.
Nope.
Even pulling a gun, holding a gun in your hand does not constitute anything illegal or threat, I should say, because that's the word that they like to use.
Yeah.
They like feel threatened. So that doesn't make it a threat because I'm holding a gun in my hand.
Mhm.
And for all the people that want to defend this, understand what a threat really means legally, what a threat means, not what
Yeah.
they use it for, but legally what a threat is.
Mhm.
And you can tell these ICE agents, they aren't properly trained.
No, absolutely
Uh,
not. Absolutely.
just by the way that they handled that guy, they are not properly trained to do the job that they're doing. And
Yep.
as we know, 47 days training does not is not long enough to teach you those things. And even when a cop get out of
Say that
a
again. How
regular
many days?
47 days,
Why is it 47 days, Black?
oh, you and I know.
Uh, because
It,
we have
some with that
47
47.
presidents.
Exactly.
So it went from months, literally months of training to
Yep.
47 days, people.
Yep. And
47 days.
even 40, even however long the police academy is, I believe is 4 to 6 months. I can't
Yeah, but
don't quote me on that.
there's a bunch of weeks. 20,
Yes,
24, 26 weeks, something like that.
something like that. So, and when they get out of the academy with a lot more training, they have to ride along with somebody experienced
Yep.
for I don't know how long. So don't quote me on, don't hold me
Yeah.
accountable for that. But I do know that they just can't go out on the street and start patrolling. They
Yep.
got to ride with somebody experienced for a while, and then that person has to say they are able to do it on their own or whatever. So this, what this video is showing, allegedly, as you say,
Mhm.
that has to be said, the murder of somebody, and then the amount of times that they shot.
At least
I
11.
can't.
11.
Yeah, you counted 11. I counted 12, but it's still way too many.
Yeah.
And to just keep shooting, that's not the training that I had. The limited amount of training when I was authorized to carry a military weapon in the Navy.
Mhm.
That ain't what we was taught. And I know things probably changed since then, but to just shoot somebody 11, 12 times, what in the world are we doing?
Yep.
So your comment on military, they already had them on standby for the past week or so.
Yeah.
They was already alerting them to be on standby, ready to go. So they just waiting for opportunity. But again, as I always like to think, what is the end goal? What is the why? And I still don't know what the end goal is. I can use some of my conspiratorial
I think
stuff
it's
that on the ran across.
to stop elections. I think it's to shut it down and stop I think it's to shut it down so that way we don't have free and fair elections. That we're in a
I
national emergency, that we don't have elections, and the people that are in power has to stay in power until the situation calms itself down.
and okay, so how long? If that's the case, then when will it calm itself down?
The people who
Because
will be in charge gets to determine when it's calmed down enough.
and then that's what I'm talking about, the whys. What is the end goal and why? Because if the end goal is to shut down elections, so it's going to be chaos for the rest of my life. It's
Yep.
going to be chaos forever now.
Yep.
Because if that's your goal to shut down elections, then that means this chaos has to continue forever.
Yep. But it does. But it does have. But you don't need. You see them already lying. They're already lying and saying that he approached them with the weapon.
And we saw video that he was just
And he was,
standing
and
there.
I'm
They
about to
approached
show that
him.
here in a second. Yeah, that I'm about to show that in a second.
Yeah.
And so they're already lying. So and they've already made up different facts for different places, whether it was Oregon, whether it was Chicago, whether it was
Yep.
LA. They're already making their own facts and lying.
Yep.
So they don't need chaos to lie and say there's chaos. You know what I'm saying? They just need, they just need enough to justify putting active duty on troops on the streets, and then say we're shut down for however long that takes.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things I read as well. And it certainly seemed like is lining up for something like that to happen. It's lining up for something. They
Yeah.
preparing for something.
Yep.
Regardless of what you believe or don't believe. It's
Yep.
something that they're doing.
Yep.
They are doing this for something. It's leading to something.
So let me play this next video. Welcome to the pod around here. I want to acknowledge you.
What's good? What up, Black, bro? What up,
What up? What up?
All right, so I want to play this next video real quick. This is the video, and it's only a few seconds of them actually approaching him. He was doing nothing. Actually, I'm gonna show the video and then we'll talk about it as. That is the man who was right there. Straight up. I can cut the video off because the sound off because there's nothing to the sound. He's standing straight up. I'm gonna rewind it again, and you see the ICE officer approach. He's an observer. Yes, he did have a firearm on him, but guess what, people? He was licensed to carry. He was licensed to carry. So yes, he had a firearm on him, but at this point, officers don't even know he has one. He's doing nothing but videoing them, and they approached him and started this altercation in my from what I see there allegedly. What do you guys see from just from this right here?
Well, for me, people get personal space, though. I don't care what kind of agency you're from. You don't chest pump. I don't care where you're from. You don't chest pump no man.
Yeah.
But when you chest bump somebody, you've already violated. That's already an assault.
Yeah, and see,
automatically, and it's to stand your ground straight.
Yeah, they started this confrontation.
100%. They didn't use the de-escalation because they don't get that amount of time probably to train on even de-escalate. They all about, you know what I mean? Doing what they think they're gonna get away with, but they're gonna get caught up for it.
Yep, absolutely. So now let's get into the nitty gritty because we only got about 25 more minutes before the debate start. This is a video and it's more up close, and we're going to show that yes, he did have a firearm, but this man was actually disarmed before they started shooting him. So if you look here, this is the video, and they're going to zoom into him. This man right here, the one in the gray, right there, right in the gray, you see them rewinding it. He actually grabs the firearm right there. He has a firearm in his hands. And then after that is when he starts shooting.
Yep.
So they had no plus it was so many. There's so many reasons why they had no reason to shoot him. But they can't even claim that he was brandishing a gun at them or anything like that because clearly he took it off of his hip.
And that's what it looked like to me too. He took it from his hip, not his hand, because some people are trying to say he had a gun in his hand.
No,
but that video to me looked like that gun was removed from his hip.
Yeah, so they removed that gun he removed that gun from his hip, and then after that is when they start shooting.
So when that man turned around, they started shooting. Keep rolling it. Right about there is when they first shot started.
Yep.
They shot him on the ground. I didn't even see his
video. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. They shot him on the ground.
Yeah, they shot him on the ground. So that was the end of the video. That was a slow mo. So this is the video in and of itself.
Well,
I'm gonna see if I can zoom in on it here.
Beating them.
Holy shit! What the fuck?
So let me rewind it again.
How many?
11.
How many shots was that?
11 or 12.
Oh, he going to jail.
So you see the officer right here. He's about to take the gun from him, and once he
Yeah.
got the gun, that's when they started shooting. So clearly, and there's reports out there that they pushed away.
Oh shit!
See, even the
What
other
the
cops was like, "What
fuck?
the hell going on?"
No, that
Yep.
was
They
the
killed
right
him?
side of
Did they
yeah.
fucking
All
kill
around.
that guy? Are you
Yeah,
fucking kidding
yeah,
me, dude?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not
This is
again. Are you fucking kidding me?
allegedly murder
That guy's
in my
dead.
it truly is. It truly is. I don't
Mm,
see how they're going to. Well, they're going to spin it because they already came out and spin it. They started with he approached them with a weapon,
Yep.
mm-hmm.
and in and of itself, this is why details and words matter because to 30% of this country, they're going to say he did approach them with a weapon. When I hear you approach me with a weapon, you approach me with a weapon with in your hand and brandishing it
Right. Right.
in a threatening manner. Not that he had a weapon on his person.
The legally a legal weapon on this person.
Yes, that's what
You
they
got to
should
be specific with that. You got to say he had a legal weapon
a legal
on his
weapon
person.
on his person. Even if he
Mm-hmm.
did, even if it was illegal, it's still. I didn't see justification to shoot him.
11 times? Oh no, he going to jail.
And if
That
you
dude,
look,
they gonna have to give him up.
play it
They
again,
gonna have to
people.
give him up.
If you don't want to
Yeah.
see it, turn away for a second because I want to play it again because I
Boy,
want
you
to
know?
understand
Yeah.
that when they started shooting, they pulled away and still kept. You'll see them when you look to the left side, you'll see them shooting them. They're fully away from them. No, and they still
Oh shit!
Oh, I see the dude that
What
shot
the
him.
yeah,
fuck?
to the left, to the left. He's still shooting.
They killed
That's
him? Did
still
they
away.
fucking kill that guy? Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
This is atrocious.
He shot with them people that close too. Oh, that's
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's crazy. That obviously shows lack of training, lack of discipline.
that's the first thing we talk.
That's a straight murder. I mean,
Yeah,
you first. How many people shot him?
two.
Yeah. It
I'm
looked like two.
allegedly two. It looks like two.
Okay.
It looks like
And the
two. There's another
other
video.
7 people would have.
I didn't upload it, but it's a video of just showing. Just you can hear the shots in repetition, and like I said, it's 11 or 12 of them, for sure.
When they only recovered one weapon that was already confiscated.
Yeah, they recovered his weapon, and the police chief. And so none of this am I saying is hearsay. This is coming from the police chief in the press conference that already has happened. He is a 37-year-old white male, and he was registered to have a firearm.
hmm I'm saying no. Did any other weapons get found out there,
No,
or just the one that they?
just
Oh
just
yeah. Yeah, he going to jail. That's a definitely no. You
well,
you you would never be able to, but you would never be able to be in a court somewhere where you have some other cop saying, "Hey, that was justified in any sense." That everybody else in that whole area was unsafe, but you got 8 people on a grown ass man, and the guy had already had his weapon uh taken from him.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And then you shoot him from the angle you shot him from with all them other people. That's an unsafe manner in itself. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And then the other guy pulled his weapon. I started shooting. Yeah, it's gonna be powerful.
And my other thing too is they had no idea that he had a weapon until
Mhm.
they
So they
started.
start chest bumping him.
Yeah, so until they started the altercation, and he gave no indication whatsoever from the other video that we seen that he wanted to be violent. And that's the other thing that the officer that the police chief said was that his only interactions with police was minor traffic tickets.
Uh-huh. You know they're gonna dig on some bullshit from him. In eighth
Yep.
grade, eighth grade, he put Susie off the swing and
Swing.
kicked dirt on her, laughed at her. You know
Yep,
what I mean? It's gonna be something weird like that. You know how I go.
they're gonna
The
try it.
same old gameplay.
All right, again, people, we got another 20 minutes until the debates start. We're going to do a live debate show with James Talarico and Jasmine Crockett. So everybody's welcome to join. I'm gonna just be on there by myself for that one, and afterwards we're gonna have people come back on and we'll talk about the debate and what happened today. If you want to talk about what happened today, right now is your chance. The link is in the Facebook as well as YouTube. If you're on Facebook, please hit the like and subscribe. I'm sorry. If you please share, then go to YouTube and hit like, subscribe. You're on YouTube already. Hit like and subscribe. All right, floor is ours again. Man, this is and like you said, Black. I will add that we are Black folks talking about what happened to white civilians that should have never happened. But there are good people out there, good white folks that are out there that are protesting, and that's why this is happening to begin with, because he they didn't, I guarantee you they didn't ask him if he was a citizen.
Right.
They didn't do that. So
Right.
I did not.
he was a good man, to be out there to try to help, honestly, people of color from being harassed, because
Mm-hmm.
it's happening to us. It's happening to us, regardless of who you are. And I should have had the video ready, and maybe I'll bring it up so that way after one of what happened in Maine here recently, of them harassing a corrections officer, or
Right.
yeah, a new corrections officer.
Yeah.
So um there are good people out here that's trying to stop this fight. But let's ask the question, because I know we all want to ask it. Anybody that support the Second Amendment and said this is why we got to have guns for a tyrannical government, where are you? Where are you? Come on here now and defend what's going on right now. Tell me he shouldn't have had a gun. Because I was always told a good guy with a gun it defeats a bad guy with a gun. Didn't we hear that?
Absolutely.
How many schoolyard? I mean, how many kids in this country have to be killed before we say we need to start to look at gun control? And I'm a gun owner. Everybody on this call, I would say, is probably a gun owner. A lot of people watching right now are gun owners. So
I know I am.
this is not about owning guns in and of itself, but it's about being responsible. It's about having laws to make sure that these things that we can try to save the leading cause of death for children is gun violence. Let me say that again. The leading cause of death for children is gun violence. But there's nothing we can do about guns. We got to get every immigrant out. We got to stop trans people from being in bathrooms. We got what else do we got to do? We got to have your birth certificate or passport to vote. We got all it for non-existent things.
You can't be a minority in a high ranking position.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah,
a
yeah,
DEI hire somehow or another. You ain't
DEI,
earned it.
all these
Woman,
things need
black,
fixing. All
anything
these
other
things
than
need fixing. But we can't
wow.
fix. We cannot fix the leading
Yeah,
cause of death for children.
yeah, right.
How can you be pro-life and not pro-children?
Mhm.
Let me say that again. How can you be pro-life and not pro-children?
That's profound.
You know the saying, they only pro-life until they breathe earthly air, and
Yeah,
then they no longer pro-life.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Because I made the argument years and years ago, shit, probably 15 years ago, that if you pro-life, you can't be for the death penalty as well.
yeah.
You can't be.
I would agree.
So people who are for the death penalty, please don't say you pro-life,
Yeah,
because
Mm.
whose life matters
yeah.
at that point?
Yep,
Who life are you pro-life
yep,
towards?
yep.
So going back, if I came, or when I said my people, if in the way that came across, that I'm not saying that there's good other racial people out there. That's not what I was saying. It was more aimed towards like our circle, my people.
Mm-hmm.
So we are here defending the rights of all people, whereas some people only defend the rights of certain people. And we just aren't that type person or type people.
Yep.
That we are for everybody. And what we saw in that video, there was no justification
None.
whatsoever.
None.
Absolutely none. And it burns my heart that people will try and make this okay because this dude had a gun.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, do you know the gun rights? We are,
Yep.
if there's nothing wrong with carrying a gun, there's nothing wrong with, I can walk down the street with my gun in my hand.
Yes.
And constitutionally, I am not a threat.
A
That's
lot.
a right that I have. Now, I'm a
Absolutely.
threat because I'm black,
Mm-hmm.
walking with a gun in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
But as per the Constitution, I supposed to be able to do that. And
Yep.
if a cop ride by me, he can question me, but that's it. Sir, are you, the only thing he should say is, sir, are you okay? Yeah.
Yep.
And keep on going. That's what's supposed to happen. But we know that that don't happen. And to say that this dude, to try and justify his murder or allegedly murder
Mm-hmm.
because he had a gun, I don't care. And unless he raised that gun at those ICE agents, he was not a threat.
No.
but they aren't. That tells you they aren't trained
Yeah,
properly.
they aren't.
Absolutely not. They
Yeah,
escalated the whole thing.
not. Absolutely.
Yep. And I've also read a comment from a cop, or it was an article that he even confirmed that these people aren't trained right because the way that they handled that, it was not right. That is not how we are trained to de-escalate a situation or a hostile person, a person being hostile. It was too many people around him for that dude to lose his life like that.
Yep.
Hmm. Hmm. My point. It's imminent danger. Imminent means right now.
Yep.
So I don't. I don't. Again, it has to be an investigation. We don't know all the facts, and we can only go really what we see. But what I see, I'm sure what you guys saw was a flat out. They murdered that guy, man.
Yep.
Uh, so they're gonna have to hopefully justice prevail. They investigate it correctly. The state
And
does it because
and that's
there's no limitation on murder.
And that's what I was about to say, Ronnie. The state, they're not going to allow the state to investigate it. It's going to be federal investigation, and
They,
they're going to
But
take all of the evidence and sweep that crap under the rug and make it disappear.
they're going to
yeah,
try. They're
Yep.
absolutely going to try. So already this
unless he a resident of the state.
no, even if he's not, he still can be tried.
And the
Probably just
performance
getting
of
the
his
evidence.
duties, if they once they so when you make them, I don't care what kind of situation you in. I don't care what y'all. I was doing my job as FBI agent. I wouldn't murder 15 people. Just because the FBI doesn't give you the right to murder people, they pull charges on them.
Yeah.
So that's what they're gonna say. Oh, in the commission of my duties of a federal prosecutor or whatever state can't come and touch me. Bullshit.
Yeah.
If
I
you got a
absolutely
state,
agree.
if you got a state ID, they come get your ass.
So let me tell you what yeah, we talked about this on the last pod, or maybe it was the pod before last, that I truly believe that they're going to that Trump is going to pardon everybody in the executive branch.
I
Yeah.
said that. I said that from week one.
Yeah, he's going to pardon everybody in the executive branch. So it's going to have to
But
come state, local,
federally, right? You're right.
state and local. So
Right.
they have already they tried to wall off the local police when they arrived, and
Yeah.
the police chief said that he told all of his officers there, Stay in your ground, do not leave."
Mhm.
And then he got the Minnesota Bureau of Investigations. I can't remember what their exact
Mhm.
name is, but basically the state police
Yeah.
come out there to
Mhm.
investigate as well. And so hopefully, because they were walled off for Mrs. Good's murder, they won't be
Mhm.
walled off from this one.
Go
And
go.
this is the thing too. Like, these ICE officers are being told that they have immunity and all these different things.
Yep.
They need to understand that Trump don't give a shit about you. He
Nope.
don't. You are a ways to a mean, a ways to an end, and so he will use you because what he wants is chaos. He wants you to go out there and create this chaos. He gonna give you 150, 200 grand, whatever you make in a year. Get this chaos that he need, and then you're out of there. And then when he's out of there, you're gonna be stuck with the bag because you're gonna think, I'm good, they can't prosecute me, but they will. They will prosecute you locally.
They
You
are
might get pardoned, but
they're gonna get prosecuted. I promise you, this is not over.
as the lady
Uh,
in Colorado that is learning right now, because Trump, did you see the fake pardon that Trump had did for her? This is about a month ago now. Of,
mhm.
of the lady that
Mhm.
did election fraud. Well, not election fraud, she
Mhm.
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
for election fraud or whatever, and she was convicted statewide in Colorado,
Mhm.
and Trump pardoned her, but she's still in jail. Why? Because his pardon
State,
doesn't work for state.
correct. That's the one thing that one thing that the states really have. That's why he's going to get. So that's why he's going against all these Democratic states too. He ain't even hit the red states yet. I mean, that's hard. I mean, they got people in the
Yeah,
red states, but they not on the news doing the same stuff that they're doing right now.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, that stuff is way from over, bro. What are you gonna do? A part of it, then fly them all out to the United States? They
Mm-hmm.
got to live somewhere in here.
So let's start talking about the solution, because Cowboys Keith just asked, basically, what is the solution? What can we do? I think I'll start first. The Democratic Party at this point has to stop all funding to ICE and DHS. They have to stop all funding. And I think there's enough Americans that will be for it, that they will win it politically. I know it's going out on the planks for a lot of them, but desperate times calls for desperate measures. And I think the Democratic Party has to stop funding because the bill is up next week in the Senate. Democrats can't vote and they need 60. They cannot vote for it. They can't. You can't vote for this. And what they need to ask for, in my opinion, is unmasked, body cams, badges and identification outwardly available so that way you know who's with um um actually using probable cause, actually using and adhering to the Fourth Amendment, because I don't know if you guys know or not, but they just came out with they can do they don't need judges' warrants to come into your house.
Yep.
That's the new ICE policy. They
Yep.
don't need a warrant. All of that has
So
to stop.
yeah, so I know about that part. So it's called an administrative warrant, right? So
Yeah.
what they do is they can't come in and arrest you. They can come in here and collect evidence, but they can't take you
No,
to
they
jail.
cannot come in your house at all, though. But they're not.
No. Technically, they're not supposed to come to your house, period, unless they have
Yeah,
a federal a judge
a judicial.
sign it.
Yes.
But for
Yeah.
administrative actions, say for instance, they can be like, "Oh, well, we can't wait for a judge. We got to go in there."
No, they
And
can't do
so,
any of that. They can't
so
do
I
any of
would
that.
say,
And
I
and
would
and,
say
and
they can because they've done it to
no,
me. I promise you, they can do it.
and administratively too. You know who is signing these administrative warrants? Other ICE agents,
Mhm.
supervisors, basically.
Mhm. Yep. So that's what I'm just trying to tell you. So
It's
I mean, is it legal?
Fourth Amendment. Yes, it is because you need a judge's warrant to come into my castle. The castle doctrine. I'm no lawyer, but I sleep next to one. It's the castle doctrine.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I promise you. Listen. They can come legally. They can't cover your house supposedly, but they can cover your house. I promise you.
Okay. All right.
But what you're saying is like I get what you're saying 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Is that they obviously trying to circumvent because they don't have because when you do a federal when they do a federal warrant or
Yeah.
something that come into your home, they have to present. It's almost like a what they call it, an indictment almost, right? You got to go in there. They got to prove their case to the judge,
Yeah.
right? They can't just go in there and say, hey, at just that address, this is what we want to do, and go kick their door. Nah, it don't work like that. They got to go in there and say, hey, and they got to be very specific too on these warrants, right? So when they go into your house, they can't just even if it's signed by a judge. Say for instance, you in there and they find and this is what they'll do anyway. Say they come in there to find drugs, but you got guns, but they didn't come in there to find guns, but you had guns in there anyway. They got to get a whole nother thing and charge you with this. It's so crazy, bro. Like, but for them, what they doing is they circumventing having to prove that you're guilty of anything to try to walk into your house, and that in an instance is illegal, right? So that is something that's going to have to be something done in the judiciary because that's happening in local and state areas. Does that make sense? Because the federal government can't. I mean, they got overall jurisdiction on just about anything, most things, right? But the state also has their own rights too,
Yep.
right? So so that's the thing that they got to start standing up and saying, "Hey, no, y'all motherfuckers," or they can be like, before y'all walking. Normally, they'll have local people walk into there with the warrants anyway.
Right.
But
Right.
they're not doing that. They're coming in just with their own stuff, right? So normally, and the reason why I'm gonna tell you the reason why they usually bring local and uh police with them, right? So some things they'll walk into, they'll say, "Hey, we're going there to get drugs," right? And they come in and they don't find any, they find no drugs. But they find kid porn or some dumb shit. The local guys can come in there and freaking they already working on a warrant, so they'll arrest you on that cause. They don't even have to go back to another judge. The federal guys will definitely they'll have to go back to another judge or the same judge, say, hey, we found this
Mhm.
this freaking child pornography bullshit now. Can we go continue to search? Like it's so stupid. But they ain't stupid, man. They know what the fuck they doing. Is it legal?
I don't think. That's what I say. I don't
It's,
think.
I think
They really
states
know.
are all different.
I really don't know.
When it comes to that kind of stuff, but it has to be a reasonable reason why they have to come. They can't just walk down your street and say, "I'm going to your house because I believe you got
All right.
bombs in here." It don't work like that.
I want to switch subjects just real quickly because the reason why we started this pod for today was to have a watch party for the debate that starts in a few minutes.
Yeah.
and we got two candidates, and the last polls that I've seen was within the 40s for both of them. And then, of course, each campaign is putting out. Talarico put out he's up 47-38. She put out that she's up 46-33. So they're I think they're neck and neck. I honestly do. I know there's another poll out there that had Talarico 46-46 against the Republican candidate of Paxton if he was to win. I think they're neck and neck, to be honest with you. I can just speak. How do you guys? How do you see the race so far? Ronnie, you go first, and then I'm gonna let the Texas resident speak next.
But when I again, like I don't, I mean, from outside looking in, I see
Mhm.
more of her than I see the other candidate. Does that make sense? Because
Yeah,
she's a national
national figure.
figure.
She is. She
He's
is.
he's more of a state figure. So for me, I would assume, in my thought process, I would assume since she, being seen more, that she would have more support, if you will.
Yeah.
Now locally, I'm sure it's a lot different because she spends a lot of time in DC. He probably spends more time on the ground in Texas.
Yeah. I think
So
she's right now.
who actually gets seen more is probably him.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So
Hmm.
on the ground for me, and I'll never again. And I know that Texas is a male-dominated red state, supposedly deeply unchangeable, whatever you want to call that. But I think she really does have a specific, a really good chance.
A good chance. All right.
I think she has a really good chance.
All
She
right,
just
Black.
needs the people's support. That's all it is.
All right, Black. Where do you see the race right now? So far.
Popularity, she's hands down ahead of him as far as popularity, and that's I think within the state and nationally.
Hmm.
Um, but for Texas Democrats, I think that's where he is ahead of her
Hmm.
because they see people that look like him or look like them rather,
Hmm.
or they I mean, maybe not look but comfort. They see comfort.
Okay.
So, and I think that's the breakdown on who's in charge of. I mean, who's leading who. It
Yeah.
just depends on how you looking at it.
Yeah. So
But go ahead,
no,
because
no.
I want to
Yeah,
make another comment
go,
about
yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
to
Go ahead. Go
to,
ahead.
to
Go ahead.
Cowboy Keith's comment about
Yeah.
what
Go.
can add
Go,
on.
go ahead.
Uh, I think depending on the Democrats to do something or defund, I think they have proved over and over and over again to us that they're not going to do it or they have failed to do it.
Mhm.
I always lean on when we want something done in this nation, the power is in the hands of the people. And we don't realize how much power we have, but we stay divided so much because it ain't affecting me. We got that group, that's them, we got that group. Uh we got all kind of groups that keep us divided, but in a
Mhm.
America's built on capitalism. That means spending money. We know how if we stop spending money, how how much noise that would make or
Yeah.
attention that would bring. If and that's all I'm saying. If we just stop and just only do the necessities, bread, milk, water, whatever your necessity is, and your bare minimums, and just stop spending money, this ice shit would be over in probably 2 to 3 weeks. Because it 1 week of us just stop spending, not one day, because one day ain't gonna do it. We're gonna have to stop and be prepared for 30 days, 60 days, just like the bus boycott. Boy, that they didn't
Mhm.
not ride the bus for one day. They did that shit for
Mhm.
years,
It was a
and
year.
some of them never went back to the
Yeah.
bus. Because my great grandmother had a station
Mhm.
wagon, and there'd be 12 women in there. She'd go around every morning to take them to work and drop them back
Mhm.
off. So some people never went back to the bus. That's the
Mhm.
kind of movement we need to shut this shit down. Just stop spending money.
I agree. I agree.
Only
100%.
buy the necessities that you need to survive off of, and we will change this shit in a matter of months.
I agree.
It's gonna
All right.
take, like I said, it's
Debate is
gonna take a
starting.
minute.
Debate is starting. I'll see you guys in a little bit on the other side. All right.
All right,
All right,
All right.
later. I agree, like 100%.
all right, we'll finish.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Hey guys, if you're watching this live, please you can comment as much as you want on here, and I will show the comments so we can talk about it in the middle of the debate. So comment away, and I'll show the comments. Hmm. Can y'all hear the debate? All right, y'all. Y'all can't hear it. I'm gonna set it up again to get you guys to hear it. All right, apologize for all of this. Getting there. Y'all hear it now? Can y'all hear it now? All right, y'all. I'm sorry. We're gonna get this right. We are. All right. Mm. I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on it.
Adobe Acrobat AI
Can
Assistant
y'all hear this?
helps save me time, but also build trust with clients. Getting through the contracts as quickly as I can make or break a deal. With AI Assistant, I can find contract details quickly, and it provides prompts for questions that I didn't even think to ask. Having all of this together really
Y'all
helps
hear that?
position myself as an expert, and it gives me that confidence to talk to clients.
Politician says. I think you should look at what a politician has done. The best indicator of future behavior is past behavior. And the people in this room know that I have fought tooth and nail for our values in the Texas House of Representatives. I have gone toe to toe with the billionaires who are trying to dismantle public education in this state. Tim Dunn, Ferris Wilks, Betsy DeVos, Jeff Yass. Those same billionaires are now trying to dismantle public education at the federal level. I led the fight against Greg Abbott's private school voucher scam that would have taken money out of our underfunded schools and given it to wealthy parents who already have their kids in private school. Now those billionaires are introducing that same voucher scam at the federal level, and they're gutting the Department of Education. So we need a proven fighter for our schools, for our values, for our constituents in the halls of power in Washington, D.C. I think we need a teacher in the United States Senate.
Ms. Crockett, your reaction to Mr. Talarico's comments, you have 30 seconds.
I agree that we absolutely need a fighter. And when I look at my track record, the track record is in this moment. It's about the fierce urgency of now. We are living in a time that many of us have never seen in this country and honestly never thought that we would see. And so I think that as we see a record number of retirements on the federal level from both the Democrats and Republicans, that boils down to people not being able to fight in this particular environment. I think that I've evidenced that. In fact, James and I served in the state house together. He's actually been elected longer than I have been elected, yet he's not as known right now because I have engaged in these fights and they have been right there on the front lines where people could see me out front. I think that because of, I didn't get my babe.
Moving on, we're going to stick with you, Ms. Crockett. We have a follow-up question when it comes to electability. What's the political risk that you are willing to take that you feel like your opponent would not take in order to win the U.S. Senate seat?
I think that I will do the edgy things, the things that the political consultants will never tell you to do. Because right now, people are hurting. This isn't about games. It's not about politics as usual. It's not about who sounds as clean as possible. It is about tapping into the rawness of this moment. I have been to Minneapolis and heard the stories of the people on the ground as they are being accosted. And obviously, we've got killings that are going on. And now we have the DOJ that has decided that they want to prosecute the wife of Renee Good. I have been there in California after David Huerta of SEIU had been incarcerated by ICE. And I listened to his story and met with him because we went there. I have been to Chicago. I am here to tell you that I am not just sitting in DC, I am getting out into the streets. And right now, to be perfectly honest, if we're gonna win and keep our country, we're gonna need somebody who can file bills, but also knows how to be a street fighter. And so that is my response.
Mr. Talarico, same question, 30 seconds. What's the political risk that you are willing to take that you feel your opponent would not?
Here's the risk I'm willing to take. Congresswoman Crockett and I are on the same team. I think we've already seen in this debate that there's going to be a temptation by the media to pit us against each other. But we are all focused on the same goal, which is winning in November and stopping a Senator Ken Paxton. And so I'm thinking just in this debate, you're going to see that Congresswoman Crockett and I agree on a whole lot more than we disagree on. And that unity is a threat to the billionaires who want to pit us all against each other and who right now are running this country, running this economy. And we need someone who has stood up to those billionaires in our nation's capital.
We want to move to the topic of immigration enforcement now. As many of you know, there was a deadly shooting involving federal immigration officers today in Minneapolis.
The House this week approved a spending bill that included funding for ICE. Ms. Crockett, you voted against the bill Thursday. Can you explain your opposition and tell us whether you support the idea of defunding
Here we go.
or abolishing ICE? You have 60 seconds.
I absolutely voted against this bill. There was no way I was going to continue to pump a historic amount of money into this rogue organization that is going out and is violating people's rights every single day on American cities. I was just not going to do it. At the end of the day, right now, I think that we need to clean house from top to bottom. I ended up signing on to impeachment of Kristi Noem, as well as I call her Cruel Christie. I signed on to that. But I don't even know. Here's my big issue. Right now, we have an administration all throughout that is deciding, yes, these are the laws, but we're just going to ignore them. They are not following the law. So why are we rewarding bad behavior? And that's basically what it is. This is the 5th highest funded military force in the entire world. And what are they doing? They're killing people in the middle of the street. They decided to execute a mother of 3 in broad daylight. I don't understand how we are sitting here and acting like this is normal. The only reason
I
You can comment, y'all, by in
I do
the
want to
comments.
ask you,
Hit the
though,
comments and when I
would
play
you
them.
support abolishing or defunding ICE?
We absolutely have to clean house. Whatever that looks like, I am willing to do it. Because if there are truly Proud Boys that are currently in ICE,
Yeah,
that's a problem.
All right.
that's a problem.
Thank you. Mr. Talarico, how would you vote on ICE funding measures, and do you believe ICE should be abolished or defunded? You have 60 seconds.
ICE shot a mother in the face. ICE kidnapped a 5-year-old boy. ICE executed a man in broad daylight on our streets just this morning. It's time to tear down this secret police force and replace it with an agency that actually is going to focus on public safety. We need to impeach Kristi Noem. We need to prosecute agents who've abused their power. We have to haul these masked men before Congress so the world can see their faces. We should be cracking down on the cartels, not our communities. We should be prosecuting gang members, not small business owners. We should be hunting down human traffickers, not moms and babies. We need comprehensive immigration reform in this country. We need to remake this broken immigration system in our own image. And once we win a Senate majority, we will do exactly that.
Just to be clear, though, would you, in 10 seconds, abolish or defund ICE?
We have seen this historic increase in funding for ICE. That money has come out of our healthcare. So what I would say is that we should take that money back and put it in our communities where it belongs.
There you go.
Staying on the topic of ICE with a follow-up question, Mr. Talarico, you'll have 30 seconds for this. One comment that you have made is that ICE should crack down on cartels. So what does cracking down on cartels look like?
So we have a law enforcement agency that is going after American citizens, that's going after our neighbors, including our undocumented neighbors. There was a mom and dad up in DFW, the Vargases. They own a dry cleaners. They've had it for 20 years. They're beloved by their customers, by their community members. They raised a daughter who is now attending Texas Tech University. On their way back from Tech, after dropping her off, they were detained by ICE. If our law enforcement officials are going after the Vargases, that means they're not going after the cartels or rapists or murderers. And so I think whatever on this issue, we should have law enforcement focused on public safety.
Ms. Crockett, a follow-up question for you. This week, you proposed the Track ICE Act. which would require immigration-related flight data be released within 72 hours. Explain how this transparency would affect
That
the way
sounds good.
ICE operates. You have 30 seconds.
I've had too many people call my office and not know where their loved ones are. I have too many people that don't know whether or not they are safe. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know that we can ever say that you're going to be right here in Texas at the Dilley facility. We know that they just found that there was a detainee that had been killed. They ruled that it was a homicide. That is the same facility that they took that precious 5-year-old to. I plan to go and conduct oversight at on Wednesday with one of my colleagues. The sad part is that if I conduct oversight, I have to look at somebody like my colleague, LaMonica McIver, who is now facing 17 years in prison because she.
All right, this follow-up is for both
Oh
of you.
man, I don't know what
If
happened
elected
there.
senator, you will represent all Texans, many of whom support deporting undocumented immigrants. How do you balance your feelings toward ICE versus the Texans you will represent who support the enforcement we're seeing right now? Ms. Crockett, we start with you. You have 30 seconds.
Yeah, as it relates to the enforcement that we see right now, let me be clear. They are supposed to do immigration and customs enforcement, not going after U.S. citizens, not going after people that are documented. That is not what they are supposed to do, but that is what they are doing. They are turning us into Nazi Germany by saying they're going to go door to door. They are going after people because of their accent or the color of their skin, because this Supreme Court gave them carte blanche ability to do so. So all we want ICE to do is to do what ICE was created to do. And unfortunately, that's not what they are doing.
All right, thank you. Mr. Talarico, same question. How do you balance your feelings toward ICE versus the people you would represent who support deporting undocumented immigrants? You have 30 seconds.
So my family is from the border. My mom grew up in Laredo, Texas. I feel like Texans understand this issue of immigration more so than people in other states because we live with it, both the benefits and the challenges. So what I've said is that our southern border should be like our front porch. There should be a giant welcome mat out front and a lock on the door. We can welcome immigrants who want to live the American dream. We can build a pathway to citizenship for those neighbors who have been here, making us richer and stronger, and we can keep out people who mean to do us harm.
All right, well, this debate is being hosted by the Texas AFL-CIO, and some of their union members have some pre-recorded questions for the candidates.
We start with one from Calvin Mackey, first business agent for International Longshoremen's Association, Local 24 in Houston. Here's the question.
As a longshoreman, I've seen firsthand how artificial intelligence and automation driven by corporate interests has resulted in job losses. If elected, what will you prioritize at the federal level to ensure workers have a voice in artificial intelligence implementation and are protected from unfair uses of artificial intelligence?
Mr. Talarico, and I believe Mr. Mackey is here in the crowd. How would you prioritize the federal level to ensure workers have a voice in AI implementation and are protected from unfair uses of AI? You have 60 seconds.
Well, when I was a public school teacher, I was a member of my local teachers union, the San Antonio Alliance. Shout out to the Alliance. And now that I'm a state lawmaker, I'm a proud member of the Texas State Employees Union. And I'm proud to say that in the Texas legislature, I have a 100% pro-worker voting record from the AFL-CIO. You've had my back when I was a worker in the classroom, and I've had your back as a legislator. And that includes when it comes to AI. In the US Senate, we have to have a senator who's going to take on this problem, who's going to stop AI surveillance in the workplace, who's going to make sure that AI is not making hiring or promotion decisions, that there's a human check on those decisions, and ensuring that AI is improving jobs, not replacing them. This scale of innovation we have not seen in this country. And right now it's being done in purely private hands by a handful of billionaires for their own profit. We need the public sector, we need the US Senate to get in this fight, to develop a regulatory framework that will protect workers during this new AI era.
Thank you. Ms. Crockett, same question. What would you prioritize at the federal level to ensure workers have a voice in AI implementation and are protected from unfair uses of AI? You have 60 seconds.
Thank you so much. So I currently serve in the AI caucus, and so we've been talking about a lot of things. In fact, there's a bill specifically as it relates to AI, not on the job side of it, that AOC has recently introduced, and this is around some of the dangers of AI. I think the number one, we have to confront the dangers and make sure that there are real parameters and limitations on it, just from a general standpoint. Number two, as we look to our communities, we are going to absolutely have to protect our communities from these AI data centers that are being built everywhere. And we can go into that a little bit later, I'm sure, as we talk about some environmental stuff. And number three, as it relates to innovation, we have a Department of Education in which they are trying to basically defund at this moment. They are trying to limit our ability to get the skills and training that we need. And so we've got to make sure that we stay ahead of the curve and not behind the curve. Listen, we're standing in Austin right now. This is where CHIPS began. My predecessor actually was the one that did the CHIPS and Science Act. And so we know that there is a place for workers for sure when it comes to innovation. The idea that you can only have one or the other is wrong. And so we have to make sure that we are protecting workers every step of the way to make sure that they are not being replaced by automation.
Ms. Crockett, let's stick with you and let's talk about the data centers in this follow-up question. Texas is becoming a hub for AI data centers, which can drive up water demand and utility bills. So how do you ensure the Texans get the benefits of AI without paying higher costs for water and electricity? You have 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's not even just the higher costs. Those are actual issues that we're going to have to deal with, but it's also the supply. Right now, we're dealing with the fact that there's a winter storm right here in the state of Texas. We don't know if our grid is going to hold up, and we're talking about these data centers that are actually pulling on us even more. So what we've got to do is, again, make sure that we put a framework around these, but we also have to work not just on the federal level, we have to work at every single level of government with our state and our city and our county levels, because we're going to need some zoning put into place. We're going to make sure, right now, I'm working with one of my cities on a similar issue. We have to make sure that we protect the people that live in these
Again, if you want to
communities
comment,
first
just type
from
a
these
comment in
dangers.
there.
The final point that I'll make about the water is
I'll
not
post
just
it.
that they're taking our water, it's that they're polluting our water.
Mr. Talarico, 30 seconds for the same follow-up question. How do you ensure the Texans get the benefits of artificial intelligence without paying higher costs for electricity and water?
I mentioned in my opening statement that I've traveled every corner of this state. I was up in Amarillo, Texas, for a town hall, and I stayed to the very end, meeting with every single member of the community. I can't tell you how many times I heard about the data center being built in Amarillo, and it was done without the consent of the community. And so in the US Senate, I will fight to make sure that these AI companies pay for their own energy and they don't pass it along to consumers. And I'll make sure that we work on sustainable water infrastructure, because Texas is running out of water and these data centers are exacerbating that problem. And so we should tax these companies, we should tax these technologies to pay for that kind of infrastructure.
Go ahead and switch topics now. In our polling, Texans, like many people across the country, say that the economy is their number one concern. So with that in mind, we would like to ask your position on a few economic issues.
Mr. Talarico, are you in favor of increasing taxes on billionaires?
Absolutely.
So is there an income level you would consider raising taxes to pay for needed service?
I absolutely
60
think
seconds.
that I absolutely think that billionaires need to pay their fair share in taxes. Right now, 3 men own as much wealth as the entire middle class: Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Jeff Bezos.
Wow.
Elon Musk is about to become the world's first trillionaire. He's about to make more money than every single elementary school teacher in America combined.
Wow.
Do we really think that one man is worth more than every elementary school teacher? These billionaires aren't just buying yachts and jets, they are buying power. Our schools are being defunded so billionaires can get another tax break. Our healthcare premiums are going through the roof so billionaires can get another tax break. Our Social Security benefits, our Medicare benefits are constantly under threat so billionaires can get yet another tax break. So we need a US senator, we need a Senate majority that's going to fight to make sure these billionaires pay their fair share, and also raise the corporate tax rate to make sure these giant corporations are paying their fair share as well.
So is there an income level that you would consider in 2017?
I am very open to this discussion, but what I will not compromise on is making sure that these billionaires pay for all that they've gotten from this country. They have benefited from our infrastructure. They benefited
right.
from our schools. They benefited from our workers, and now they're not putting anything back in. That has to end.
Thank you. Ms. Crockett, same question. Are you in favor of increasing taxes on billionaires? And if so, at what income level? You have 60 seconds.
Absolutely. We absolutely need to increase the tax rate. And frankly, I voted against the big ugly bill specifically because it was all about giving these extraordinary tax breaks while at the same time defunding Medicaid and Medicare to the tune of almost $1 trillion that has been pulled out of the healthcare ecosystem. And even when they pulled that money out of the healthcare ecosystem, unfortunately, it still was not enough to satisfy all the goodies that they gave over to the billionaires. So, do we have
Very
a
true.
framework of how to do this? We absolutely do. The last time that we balanced the budget was when Clinton was in office. And so I think that we need to just go ahead and do what we know works. We need to go back to the tax rates that were in place when Clinton was in office, and
I
we were
like
able
that.
to balance our budget while also being able to have people that had access to food, access to education, and access to healthcare.
Thank you.
A follow-up on the economy now. Affordability is another big concern. Ms. Crockett, in 30 seconds, what is one policy that you would prioritize to bring down costs for Texans?
If I had to go with just one, it would be tariffs. And we have to roll back these tariffs. Right now, we know that our farmers and ranchers are filing record-breaking bankruptcies in this moment because of the trade policies. We know that when we look at the Port of Houston, that is presenting a problem for them. We know that Texas is actually the top exporting state in the entire country. We also know that our small businesses are shuttering their doors, as well as even some of these larger corporations that are employing a lot of folk that are sitting here specifically because of the tariffs. I was just in Amarillo with Tyson workers right now, and right now they are shutting a plant, or they are actually relieving 1,700 people of their jobs because of these tariffs, in which we don't have our ranchers being satisfied.
All right.
You
Thank you. Mr. Talarico, a follow-up for you. Would you support a universal basic income for all Americans? You have 30 seconds.
I'm very encouraged by some of the results from pilot programs of universal basic incomes. I was born to a single mom who worked overtime at a hotel to provide for me. I was a teacher who was underworked, or overworked, I should say, and underpaid. And I know what it means to carry the weight of student debt and medical debt. It's why I have fought so hard in the Texas legislature to take on special interests and lower costs. Again, back to my point, look at our records. I've passed bills to lower the cost of prescription drugs. I've passed bills to lower the cost of childcare. I've passed bills to lower the cost of housing. That's what we need to do at the federal level in the U.S. Senate.
Ms. Crockett, same question for you. Would you support a universal basic income for all Americans? You have 30 seconds.
So again, there's plenty of studies that are still out there, but right now I'm a proud co-sponsor of raising the wage. At the end of the day, the one thing that I hear from most people is that they are frustrated because all of their costs are going up, but their wages are going nowhere. And so I think that if we address that first and foremost, I think that a lot of the inequities and a lot of the harm that is being inflicted on Texans and frankly everyone in this country, they would start to feel some relief. At the same time that all costs are going up, wages are stagnant, and we know that the corporate bosses are experiencing record bonuses that they are being paid by their corporations.
Before we move on, let me go back to Mr. Talarico. So if we can get an answer to a
You
question,
guys can
what's one
comment
policy
whenever you
that
want,
would
and I'll post it.
prioritize to bring down costs for Texans?
I'll actually give you a few. So I agree with Congresswoman Crockett. If we're going to lower costs at the grocery store, we got to repeal the Trump tariffs. But if we're going to lower the cost of healthcare, we've got to put caps on more life-saving drugs and bring down those prices. And to reduce the cost of childcare, we got to finally provide universal early childhood education to every single child in this country. Last one, to lower the cost of housing, we should ban Wall Street from gobbling up our housing stock in this country.
All right, thank you. We want to go to another question for both candidates from a union member.
Cheryl Eliano comes to us from Killeen. She is the District 10 National Vice President of the American Federation of Government Employees. Here's her question.
The past year has brought a lot of uncertainty to federal workers, many losing their jobs due to the executive orders barring collective bargaining. If elected, what three things would you do to support federal employees?
All right, Ms. Crockett, we'll begin with you. Ms. Eliano asks, what 3 things would you do to support federal employees? You have 60 seconds.
Yeah, so shout out to AFGE and all that you've done. As a member of the Oversight Committee, we definitely were fighting hard against this collective bargaining issues that this administration decided to usher in. So, number one, as it relates to the executive orders, we have partnered with different organizations that were filing lawsuits because most people don't realize that we as members of Congress can't bring the lawsuits ourselves. So we've partnered with organizations to make sure that we could get your stories out there and get some folk as plaintiffs to sue this administration. And thankfully, organizations like Democracy Forward have been very successful. You know, we know that there were a lot of people that were told, wait a minute, you're kicked off the rolls. And then ultimately what happened is, well, they had to be brought back because of court order. There at least is one branch of government that has not necessarily fallen apart. Number two, we need to make sure that we actually instill laws that are the exact opposite of the executive orders. The biggest issue that we have right now, though, is even when we are writing laws and even when they are passed into law, is the lack of enforcement. And so at this point in time, we are going to have to exercise more oversight over these agencies.
10 seconds for your third point.
The third point. We are going to have to exercise oversight over these agencies as well as make sure that we just empower our unions, because union busting has been another one of those agenda items for them. And so the more powerful our unions are, the better that the unions can fight for the actual workers.
Ms. Crockett, thank you very much. Mr.
Be
Talarico,
honest, I
same
think that was
question
a
for Ms.
misstep,
Eliano.
but
What are the
we'll
3
talk about it
things that
later.
you would do to support federal employees? You have 60 seconds.
Yeah, and we shouldn't call them federal employees. We should call them what they are, which are public servants. They are signing up to do difficult jobs serving this country. And instead of disrespecting that service, we should honor it. So the 3 things I would do is 1, reverse all of the Doge cuts and reinstate those employees. 2, make sure that we're raising their wages so they're paid what they're worth. And then 3, make sure that we protect their right to organize and right to collective bargain. And this, I think, is so critical because we're not going to recruit the next generation to enter into these public service roles with this kind of disrespect. And we're seeing it all across the federal government. It has to end. The only way to do that, though, is to win in November and have a Senate majority that will finally hold this executive branch accountable.
Talarico, thank you very much. We want to switch now to another topic, raising concern for Texans. You all have already touched on it, but let's go ahead and go in depth on skyrocketing healthcare costs.
What do you see as a fix or an alternative to the Affordable Care Act? Mr. Talarico, you have 60 seconds.
Well, I believe healthcare is a human right that shouldn't depend on how much money you make or what zip code you're born into. This is personal for me. I was 28 when I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. My first 30-day supply of insulin cost me $684. I couldn't afford that, so I put it on a credit card. That's because Big Pharma has a chokehold on the healthcare system in this country. They have a monopoly on the insulin market. So when I got elected, I took on Big Pharma and their lobbyists, and we passed a $25 insulin copay cap. And then I passed a Bernie Sanders idea through the Texas legislature to import cheaper prescription drugs from Canada right here into Texas. That's the kind of bold leadership we need at the federal level. We have to reverse all the cuts made to the Affordable Care Act, and we have to allow every Texan and every American the chance to join Medicare. I think universal coverage should be a non-negotiable in the wealthiest country in human history.
Ms. Crockett, same question. What do you see as a fix or alternative to the Affordable Care Act? You have 60 seconds.
Yeah, so I am a proud sponsor of Medicare for All. I signed on to Medicare for All my first
All right, they
term.
both
I'm
forward.
currently a sponsor of it. I also signed on to a bill that Lloyd Doggett has. It's called the Care Now Act. And what this would do is force a state like Texas to end up expanding Medicaid. We know that in the state of Texas, we lead in uninsured in this country with over 5 million uninsured. What we've not talked about enough is how many Texans are actually on the Affordable Care Act and how they are impacted by these tax subsidies that were rolled back or allowed to expire in January. I was proud to say that while the Democrats are in the minority, we were able to go ahead and force through a vote in the House on extending those tax subsidies for 3 years. But that's basically a Band-Aid. And frankly, we were able to get that out of the House, but we are still waiting on the Senate to act. I think that this is about making sure that people understand that they want us to be pitted against one another. They want us to believe that there's not enough money to do it all. But the reality is that our budget is about our priorities. We have a multi-trillion-dollar budget. And so if we truly believe that everyone should have access to healthcare, we can make that a reality with bold leadership.
All right, we want to hear from another union member who has a question for the candidate.
Trevor Haas is based in Dallas. He is the District 2 board member of the Texas State Association of Letter Carriers with the National Association of Letter Carriers. Here's his question.
Extreme heat poses serious safety risks for many workers, particularly in Texas. My union brother Eugene Gates Jr. collapsed while delivering the mail and passed away. What will you do, if elected, to help pass meaningful federal legislation to require rest breaks and heat safety protection?
Ms. Crockett, we'll begin with you. How would you help pass federal legislation to require rest breaks and heat safety protections for workers? You have 60 seconds.
I've been working specifically tirelessly on this particular issue. Eugene Gates was my constituent. And I will just say that I've worked tirelessly, and thank you so much to the Letter Carriers Union, because they jumped to it very quickly to make sure that I had as much information as I needed in that moment to make sure that we could hopefully prevent immediately another unnecessary death of another letter carrier. So ultimately, I worked with the local. We made sure that some of the things that they were not allowing them to do that historically they had allowed for, say, such as starting their routes earlier, making sure that they had some water breaks, making sure if people needed to work once the sun went down, that we immediately got to that. We also know that DeJoy, I made demands on getting DeJoy in front of the oversight committee so that I could demand answers of him. I then have followed up and sent him other letters, as well as worked with Congressman Kassar specifically on worker protections around heat issues and just environmental issues that workers, not just at the post office space. But the last point I'll make about the post office is that we had funded the trucks to make sure that they had AC. And so I was focusing on making sure that there was a priority in getting those trucks to Texas and other states where they experience the extreme heat.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ms. Crockett. All right, Mr. Talarico, 60 seconds to answer the same question. How would you help pass federal legislation to require rest breaks and heat safety protections for workers?
Well, I want to give a wonky answer. We should abolish the filibuster in the U.S. Senate so that we can actually pass these kinds of bold pieces of legislation that are going to protect the rights of workers. Again, always look at our records, because at the state level, I fought tooth and nail against the Death Star bill
radical view
that robbed workers of their ability to have basic water breaks in the extreme heat. And so that's exactly what we got to do at the federal level. Workers are under attack. And by the way, these Republican extremists who are pushing these kind of bills claim to be devout Christians. But if you read Matthew 25, Jesus tells his followers, "Depart from me, for I was thirsty, and you refused to give me a drink." To see these kind of self-righteous Republicans rob people of the opportunity to get a drink of water when we have 100-degree heat, to me is not only unchristian, it is immoral, it is repugnant. And we need leaders in the U.S. Senate who are going to call it out.
All right, y'all. I know we got comments on this. Come on now, hit up some comments.
Later in the
Put them on in the chat.
About it now, Ms. Crockett, your thoughts on abolishing the filibuster?
Yeah, we've got to do something. Again, they make excuses for everything that they want to make excuses for. When we look at the big ugly bill that was passed in reconciliation, that is a filibuster carve out. The reason that we are experiencing the redistricting throughout the country right now is because when we broke quorum in 2021 and Nancy Pelosi was able to pass the Freedom to Vote Act as well as the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act, they were held up because of the filibuster in the Senate. I don't understand what is more important than making sure that people have access to the democracy, have access to representation.
She did not
and right
say
now we're holding our
abolish it.
breath to see whether or not the Supreme Court is going to fully gut what is currently left of the Voting Rights Act. And so I think that for very fundamental things, we definitely have to start there. Listen, I work in DC, so let me tell you something. There are not a lot of people on the Senate side that are going to say, hey, yes, let's do it. But I do think that we can get somewhere if we focus on looking at historically the fact that they have had these carve-outs, and we need to make it for, at a very minimum, our fundamental issues.
Well, let's turn to foreign policy.
She did not say abolish the filibuster. Did y'all notice that?
What conditions, if any, should be placed on U.S. military aid to Israel? You have 60 seconds.
Yeah, so when it comes down to aid, I want people to understand that right now, again, we have an enforcement issue in this country. We have rules. If there is a violation of international law, then we are not supposed to continue to send the money. We are supposed to stop the money. Right now, our issue isn't whether or not we're writing enough laws. Our issue is whether or not we are actually going to enforce them. And right now, as we have Republicans that control the House, Republicans that control the Senate, and a Republican in the White House, unfortunately, there's a bunch of cowardness instead of courage to decide that they are going to say, this is the reports that we have, and therefore we need to enforce the law. I'm happy to say that in May of 2024, I signed on to a letter that was led by Representative Jayapal. That letter actually went to President Biden. It was specifically on this issue and saying, President Biden, you don't need to authorize further munitions at this moment because there is evidence that there are problems and therefore there are violations of international law.
Mr. Talarico, same question. What conditions, if any, should be placed on U.S. military aid to Israel? You have 60 seconds.
As an educator who has fought for children, seeing what's happening in Gaza makes me sick to my stomach. I quoted a theologian the other day who said, I screamed at God for the starving children until I realized the starving children was God screaming at me. God is screaming at all of us in Gaza as we speak. Yes, Israel has a right to defend
God
its
again
people,
from Tao.
certainly after October 7th, the deadliest day for the Jewish people since the Holocaust. But Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu does not have the right to wage war against civilians. He does not have the right to restrict aid. He does not have the right to use famine or collective punishment as tactics in that effort. And so I have said that if I'm in the United States Senate, I will use every bit of this country's financial and diplomatic leverage to end the death and destruction in Gaza, which means banning offensive weapons to the Netanyahu government and ensuring that we have candidates all across this country who are going to speak the truth about this issue. And I have done that repeatedly.
I'm looking forward
I
to
would
the
not
after
vote
talk, y'all.
to Benjamin Netanyahu that he is currently using to slaughter children in Gaza.
I'm looking forward to
Let's
this.
stick with foreign policy. Ms. Crockett, you have publicly criticized the U.S. military operation in Venezuela and the capture of Nicolas Maduro. In 30 seconds, do you think the president needs congressional approval before taking military action against a foreign country?
Absolutely. We had a briefing on this issue. I was not satisfied with that briefing. At the end of the day, this president is seemingly trying to plunge us not only into a civil war with ICE, but he's also trying to plunge us into World War III. And he's not trying to stop at Venezuela, which is why we must have a check on him because he is threatening Greenland. He has decided that he wanted to threaten Cuba. And he's talking about going after Mexico, which happens to be our largest trade partner. He is consistent. If we don't stop him, I am afraid about how many other folk are going to be trying to come after us. We have to stop him in this moment.
All right, Mr. Talarico, you've also criticized the current administration's military action in Venezuela. 30 seconds for the same question. Do you think the president needs congressional approval before taking military action against a foreign country?
Absolutely. We have to confront this new American imperialism seeking to colonize Venezuela and Greenland. And I said in the beginning of this debate that I don't see politics as left versus right. I see it as top versus bottom. This intervention in Venezuela is not only reckless, it is deeply corrupt. Trump promised the biggest oil executives in this country a quote, great deal if they gave him $1 billion for his reelection campaign. And then he turned around and gave them a gift. He gave them the nation of Venezuela, home to the largest oil reserves in the world. So we have to call out this kind of corruption. Billionaires don't just run our economy, they don't just run our government, now they run our foreign policy. We need a senator who's going to stand up to those billionaires in Washington, D.C.
Staying with you, Mr. Talarico, with regard to Iran now, if military action is taken without congressional approval when it comes to Iran, how should the Senate hold the administration accountable? You have 60 seconds for this one.
Right now, we have a Senate that is not holding the executive branch accountable. We don't have checks and balances in our government anymore. And that has to end because, as we've seen, the administration is not going to come to Congress for congressional approval.
ultimately, if we feel like there is enough evidence that has been presented in committee, which it most likely would be judiciary where I currently serve, then we take that vote. We take it to the entire House floor. Now, there are those that say there is no point because we impeached him twice and then he ultimately did not get convicted. Is that where you're going?
Ms. Crockett, but name one thing specifically that he should be impeached for.
I think that he should be impeached as it relates to his unlawful use of the tariffs. That's a very easy one. He doesn't have the legal authority to do it. He, everything else as it relates to his legal authority, I think the courts have stopped him, whether we're talking about birthright citizenship and some others, but the courts have not yet weighed in specifically on the impeachments. The tariffs.
All right. Mr. Talarico, while you have been critical of Donald Trump, you have not publicly called for impeachment. If elected to the Senate, under what specific circumstances, if any, would you support impeachment or an impeachment inquiry? And where do you draw the line? You have 60 seconds.
I think the administration has certainly committed impeachable offenses, particularly when it comes to using their public roles to enrich themselves. I will conduct myself in any impeachment proceedings in the United States Senate, just as I did in the Texas legislature when impeachment charges were brought against our corrupt Attorney General. I evaluated all the evidence. I said it was the most serious vote I ever casted because I was removing a duly elected public official from office. The person who I voted to impeach is now running for this Senate seat on the other side of the aisle. And it should underscore the importance of stopping a Senator Ken Paxton, maybe the most corrupt politician in America. And that's saying something. So to answer your question, Gromer, people can look at how I conducted myself in those impeachment proceedings. I will pore through the evidence. I will treat it with the utmost seriousness, and I will vote my conscience, and I will do my duty.
And I believe I heard you say something about enriching himself financially, but be specific. What's one thing you would vote to impeach?
Gromer, I'm not going to articulate articles of impeachment here at a political debate. But if those charges are brought through the evidence in the U.S. House and they come before the U.S. Senate, I will carefully evaluate them. I will weigh the evidence, and I will do my duty as a U.S. Senator.
All right, let's talk about the U.S. Supreme Court now. Ms. Crockett, you have co-sponsored legislation to expand the Supreme Court. You argue that the court has been politicized and no longer reflects democratic accountability. In 60 seconds, what specifically led you to that position?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. Just to give a little bit of history on the expansion of the court has been expanded a total of 7 times in the history of this country. The last time that this court was expanded was 150 years ago. Our country has actually expanded a little bit faster than the court has. So that's number one. We also know, because of the games that were played in the United States Senate, we know that all 3 of these justices that he got to appoint, he shouldn't have gotten 3 appointments. We also know that we have seen continuous conflicts of interest, and yet they are not removing themselves from those cases. We've seen, whether we're talking about Clarence Thomas or others, them continuing to preside over those cases. And so, along with expanding the court, I think that we have to look at the other things that I've worked on as a member of the Supreme Court Task Force. We have to look at making sure that there's a term limit, so that hopefully our Supreme Court justices can keep up with the times of the people and what is going on in our country. We also need to make sure that there is some type of ethics that this court has to abide by, because unfortunately, this is the only court in the land that does not have a rule of ethics, and there is only one body that oversees the courts, and that is the United States Supreme. The United States.
Did either of them say expand the courts?
The Supreme Court. You've spoken about restoring trust in institutions and the rule of law, but you have not publicly endorsed expanding the Supreme Court.
Because she didn't say
60
expand.
seconds for this. If elected to the Senate, would you vote to expand the court, and why or why not?
I've rolled out a comprehensive anti-corruption package, which includes overhauling the Supreme Court. I'm open to court expansion proposals. I think term limits for Supreme Court justices can do just as much good to reduce the partisanship when it comes to these vacancies.
So neither one of them
want to
say
have more evenly distributed appointments across administrations. And I agree with the Congresswoman that we have to have a basic code of ethics applied to the court, because we have seen that billionaires don't just buy members of the executive branch, including the President of the United States. They don't just buy members of Congress in the House and the Senate, they also buy Supreme Court justices. So if we're going to be serious about tackling corruption, it needs to apply to all three branches of government. And I encourage folks to check out my comprehensive
All right, y'all. It's 5 minutes.
anti-corruption package, which
5
we
minutes
detail
left in
on
this
our
debate,
website.
and then it'll
And
be
just
off,
to
and
be
then we're
clear,
gonna be
you said that
talking.
you're open to expanding the court, but you're not committing to voting yes on expanding?
It depends on the proposal. I think what people
Yeah,
know, based on my time in the legislature, is I'm a policy wonk. And I know in these kind of back and forth with media, they want a yes or no answer. It depends on what's in the bill. But I'm very open to court expansion proposals.
All right, let's talk about campaign finance. Mr. Talarico, you have criticized the political influence of billionaire mega donors. Records show you accepted money from Texas Sands PAC, which lobbies for expanded casino gambling and is backed by billionaire Miriam Adelson. Can you explain the exception that was made there? You have 60 seconds.
Yeah, I've never taken a contribution from Mary Madelson, never met her, don't know her, don't plan to meet her. But I do support legalized gambling in Texas. I think it's good public policy. I think it'll bring good jobs. I think it'll bring desperately needed tax revenue into our Texas public schools. We rank
I'm for that.
43rd in the nation in per student education funding. And I think we're losing business to Louisiana and Oklahoma. That business can be brought back here to Texas to help fund our Texas public schools.
All right. Ms. Crockett,
I
campaign
think she is
finance
too.
records show you have accepted donations from PACs and companies like Lockheed Martin, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and JP Morgan. In 60 seconds, how do you keep corporate donations from influencing your vote?
Yeah, so it's interesting that you brought up the corporate PAC money on the state level. Unfortunately, on the state level, there are no limits. On the federal level, there are limits. And I know that you specifically pointed to Miriam Adelson because she's the person who allegedly is tied into this PAC. And I just want to say that number one, we have actual limits. So our limits have been $5,000. Number two, that money has not come from an individual, especially someone who is believing that Trump should have a third term. Instead, this money has come from the employees. Number four, you didn't bring it up, but Goldman Sachs, which is located in my district, a number of these companies have an actual blueprint in Texas 30, and their workers wanted to make sure, because they are taking $5, $10 out of their checks, that they had access. But I do want to be clear. I want to win. And so at the end of the day, what I've done with that money is I've donated almost $600,000 just in my freshman term to make sure that down ballot candidates could win throughout this entire country. And I'm committed to making sure that no vote that I ever take has anything to do with somebody giving me a check.
Mr. Talarico, do you want to respond? Miriam Adelson is a billionaire. She does run the Sands PAC. You want to respond to what Ms. Crockett just said?
Like I said, I don't know Mary Madelson. Sounds like she and I disagree on almost every issue, but we do agree on legalizing gambling in Texas. And as I've outlined before, why that is good public policy. And so again, I think what we need to do is ban corporate PACs in this country. I think we need to ban super PACs, which is how billionaires fund our campaigns with secret, unlimited donations. And we got to go further. We've got to ban members of Congress from trading stocks and enriching themselves while they're in
What
public
about that
office.
closing arguments, y'all?
Hey, Ms. Crockett, a follow-up question on this topic. You have 30 seconds. In polls, voters across Texas have voiced frustration with what they see as corruption and special interest influence in Washington. You are in Congress now, so how would you respond to voters who believe the system is rigged?
I agree. I mean, I'm running for the United States Senate because I think that it's time for us to do our best to try to unrig this system. Listen, I'm not a likely story. I didn't come from a family where everybody thought that I was going to end up in politics. And frankly, as I started this off, I said that I hate politics. At the end of the day, we need to do things like you were talking about the enrichment issue as it relates to Donald Trump. Donald Trump has enriched himself to the tune of $1.4 billion since he has been in office in violation of the emoluments clause of the United States Constitution. That's just in this term.
All right, we're tight on time. Let's move to Mr. Talarico. A 30-second follow-up question for you. You've touched on themes of moral leadership and restoring accountability and trust in government. Elected to the Senate, what specific anti-corruption measures would you prioritize, and how would they be different from what Washington has already promised but failed to deliver?
Well, I've already outlined some of them: banning corporate PACs, banning super PACs, and banning members of Congress from trading stocks. I also think we need to ban forms of corruption that don't involve money. I think we need a national ban on gerrymandering across every state in this country. I think we need to overhaul the Supreme Court, which we talked about earlier. I think we need to pass term limits so people aren't making a career out of public service. And I think we can require through federal statute that every member of Congress hold at least one annual town hall in their districts so their constituents can hold them accountable. That's the kind of anti-corruption package that can restore people's faith in this system.
All right, thank you very much. Those are our questions, but the debate's not over yet because we want to move to closing statements. Mr. Talarico, you have 60 seconds.
Well, thank you again to the AFL-CIO, and thank you, my friend Congresswoman Crockett, for being here. And I just want to thank you all for being committed to this cause of flipping Texas and changing the politics of our state. I got into this because of my students. I got into the classroom in the fall of 2011, right after the state legislature cut $5 billion from our schools. I had 45 kids in one classroom. There weren't enough desks for all those kids, so I had students sitting on the air conditioning unit. It's unacceptable. And that's why I ran for the state legislature. It's why I flipped a Trump district that no one thought was winnable by bringing people together to change this broken, corrupt political system. And that's exactly what we can do in this race in November. We have a moral imperative to win. And I know all of you are committed to that cause.
Crockett, 60 seconds for your closing statement.
One of the things that you said just a minute ago was a lot of people feel as if the system is rigged. As someone who has seen up close and personal how badly things are working in DC, I have been fighting on the front lines in this corrupt administration. I am willing to take the chances that frankly most are not willing to take. I unfortunately have law enforcement that has to be with me all the time because of the death threats. I'm not telling you that so that you can send me your prayers. I'm telling you that because whoever goes to the United States Senate is going to have to be ready for real war. This is how bad it is. As I was traveling to East Texas last weekend, we received a phone call of a woman whose house they were having to go to because that particular woman had stated over and over and over that she was about to come and kill me. I am here to tell you that it is life or death as we see what is happening in Minnesota and otherwise.
All right, that concludes our debate. We want to thank the candidates for participating. We want to thank the Texas AFL-CIO for hosting, and we want to thank you for joining us.
We appreciate you spending the afternoon with us. From all of us here, thank you for watching.
All right, y'all. The debate is over. The debate is over. The debate is over. I guess we can watch them shake hands. They shook hands, and everything is good. I think it was a very, very, very civil debate. And I think they both actually did a good job personally. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. So I can get rid of this. Yeah, I think they did a very good job. I think they both did a very good job on the debate. But I want to hear from everybody else. I took some notes. I started taking some notes. First off, I want to say I apologize for the sound. I thought that I had everything correct, but I did not. And I appreciate everybody on the couch, all of my shitmates coming out here and saying, yo, we can't hear anything. And me figuring it out and getting there. So thank y'all again for coming out and helping me with that. Thank you for watching. Now let's talk. Now it's on us. So I put the links. The links is in there. The links is in there. Hold on. Let me put them back in the Facebook. If you're on YouTube, the link is at the top. It's at the very, very, very top. Hit the pin. Come on in. Let's talk about it. Because I have my feelings. I have my emotions. I think, anybody that's been on a pod before and knows how I feel. But if you haven't been on a pod before, I'll tell you how I feel. I personally felt coming into this debate and that Talarico was the best candidate for Texas. And let me explain myself. This is not a shot at all at Jasmine Crockett. I think Jasmine Crockett is more qualified. I think she is better prepared. I think she would be able to fight just as hard or harder, actually, harder than Talarico, honestly. However, I want to win. We need the seat. And in Texas, let me say that again. In Texas, I think Talarico is a better fit for Texas. If Miss Crockett was running in, or Congressman Crockett, actually, Congressman Crockett was running in Michigan, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Georgia, no, probably not Virginia, but a bunch of states, California, she could win. In Texas, I don't know if she can win. I think they both did an outstanding job. I'm really looking forward to us actually sitting here and talking about it. Um, there were some great points I think that were made inside of the debate. I can start going into my own notes. I think they both absolutely want to fight ICE. They absolutely both want to um I was encouraged to hear that they both want health care. They both want universal health care. I think personally that we need to have universal health care in this country. That's the only way to get health care down to a level where we can all afford it and use it. And I think the only reason lost audio. Okay. Hold on. All right. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? I don't know. Somebody said they lost the audio. I don't know why. Can y'all hear me? Just want to make sure. If you can, please let me know. Um, but everything is normally like how it normally is. But I just feel like me personally that our healthcare system has to serve everyone. It does. It absolutely does. And the only way to get that is through universal healthcare. That's how I feel about it. If you guys can't hear me, okay, you can't hear me. All right. Hold on.
Yo, yo.
Ronnie, can you hear me? Can you
Yes,
hear me?
sir. Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody said they can't hear me. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. They can't hear me. Let me get rid of this. All right, y'all. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, you loud and clear to me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you can hear me, but everybody else can't. Let's see. Let's see. Hopefully they can now. Because I went on a whole diatribe, and I'm going to start it all over again. But okay, I can hear. All right,
No, you
cool.
ain't. They can rewind it.
Yeah. No. I just want to say I think they both did an outstanding job because I don't know who heard what and whatever.
Yeah.
I think they both did an outstanding job. I think they both are good candidates. I will say this. I feel like Jasmine Crockett is the most qualified candidate of the two. She has been in the Congress already as a House representative.
Uh-huh.
However, I will say, or I will say, but because it's a famous quote. Anything but a but don't mean shit. But I think for Texas, Talarico gives Texas Democrats a better chance to win. I still feel that way. Not to say I think she did I think she did an outstanding job. I think they both did a very good job. There wasn't any real gotchas. There was one thing that I think that she said that I personally did not agree with. Um Cowboy Keith, come on. Let me say that again because I don't know who heard what. In the we all here together. If you want to join the chat, you can absolutely write whatever you want to write. If you want to come on to the pod, you're more than welcome to hit the link in the Facebook. I'll put it in there again. If you want to on YouTube, it's already in a pin in the YouTube. Come on in and let's talk about it because I still don't think that my opinion changed for Texas. Let me say that again. For Texas, I think Talarico gives Texas a better chance to take the seat than Jasmine does. Talarico does. Um All right, thank you. Everybody can hear me. I appreciate that. Uh how did you see the debate? And again, let me say this before I let you go, Ronnie. Again, I'm sorry for the malfunctions. I thought I had everything correct. I had everything, all linked up, but I didn't realize that the sound wouldn't reach out to you guys. So thank you for contacting me and letting me know. Again, we are all on the same ship together. We all go down together with the shipwreck. All right. So I appreciate that, and we got it working, and we missed a few minutes. I'm gonna try to get that back if we want to listen to it. The first few minutes that we missed, the opening ceremonies and stuff, opening statements. But hold on, I want to before I give you the floor. This is from Snooty. Tell us why other white men haven't won in the past. I think, this is my opinion, this is our biggest opportunity as Democrats to win in Texas. In the past, the timing now is completely different than before. We got ICE literally shooting people on the streets, other white Americans on the streets. Let me preface it with that, because if it was black people on the streets, it was people of color on the streets, it would hit different for a lot of America.
Would
But
it?
for the America that we have, that we live in, killing two white folks means a lot. It does. It does. And so to me, I feel like he speaks the language that Texas needs to hear. That's my opinion. If you differ, please come on. I want you to come on and let's talk about it. Let's debate it. That's my opinion. I think that for the time that this is the best chance that we have to win the Senate in Texas. And that's because of what the GOP, the Republicans and MAGA and Trump, whatever you want to call them, is doing. Ronnie, I'm gonna give you the floor.
Yes, sir. No, I heard the whole thing. I was like listening. I was like, oh, okay. So they are both well spoken. They are both know exactly what they're trying to, come. They actually kind of agreed on a lot of the stuff, really, right? It's just the difference between her, a black female lawyer who's in Congress, who's actually in Congress, and the evangelical guy, right? Who the
Mhm.
Christian, based, talking scriptures
Absolutely, yeah.
to everybody
He is.
that that kind of me. I don't know anything about the Republican candidate that they're facing. I don't know how good they are or what they represent or
Well,
any of those
well,
things. So that's
one was impeached. These are the two leaders.
yeah.
It's three actually. I'm gonna hate to cut you off, but I just want to tell you about them.
No, yeah.
One is the incumbent. That's Cornyn. He's
Mhm.
been here for at least 12 years. More, I think it's way more than that, but I'm gonna just go what I know. At least 12
Mhm.
years. He's in leadership in the Senate. He's been there a long time. Gray hair. You got a Paxton. He is the Attorney General of Texas right now.
Mm.
He has been federally indicted. This is not allegedly. He's been federally indicted for the last 4 to 6 years, something like that. He's been pushing off. They finally dismissed it. He was impeached in Texas House for the crimes of corruption that he was indicted on. Again, he just this new world of shamelessness. He just kept fighting, and he kept his seat, and now he's running for Senate. So that is him. His wife is divorcing him because she said it's ungodly to be married to him. So that's who he is. They're neck and neck between the incumbent and him. And then you have a black man that is running as well as a congressman, and that is running as well. And I can't honestly remember his name, but I'm gonna just say he got no shot. So I'm gonna just go with that. Now I'll give you back the floor again.
Okay.
If y'all want, I'm sorry. If
No,
y'all
no,
if y'all
no.
want to
Go ahead.
join back in, yeah, his wife did divorce him. If y'all want to join back in, come on in and let's talk about it, because I think it was a great debate. Go ahead, Ronnie.
No, it was good. It was really, really good. It's very informative, especially for Uh, again, I don't know all the politics. She was talking more, in my opinion, obviously, because she's gonna be on the federal level, more of like the
Mhm.
federalization of how her decision is gonna be, but how it's gonna impact uh Texas. He said basically the same thing in a sense where he was talking about, hey, I got to do things to protect Texas also, but federally, I don't think he has. I don't think he has all the knowledge that she has, right? So,
I
in
agree with
my,
you there.
huh?
I agree with you. I agree with
Yeah,
you there. She's more
in my,
qualified. She's definitely
yeah,
more qualified.
so right. So in my opinion, I think this is one of those times where if an incumbent is neck and neck with a divorcee, a person that was impeached, out of the house, whatever, going through all these criminal things, and the incumbent is still neck and neck with that person should really not have a shot, right?
Mhm.
So it's really, in my opinion, it probably is that black guy that you probably nobody's really paying attention to. Y'all better start paying attention to him, and see what's going on with him. And those two, Crockett and what's his
Talarico.
Talarico, they're trying to bid on like who's going to be the Democratic
Yeah.
representative. And my and me knowing how politics kind of work, I mean, it's not really gonna be up to them.
Mhm.
That's gonna be the national. That's gonna be the national. The national person that's gonna probably pick the person that they're gonna put all their money behind. Who do I think that the national Democratic Party will put money behind? Is probably Crockett,
I think the
right?
National Party put money behind Crockett
So
too. I agree.
so
I agree.
so I think it's more of opening that aperture up and not just looking at the one piece of it. Hey, this is just Texas. You're not just going to be representing Texas. You're going to be representing the country because decisions you make are not just going to be uh at 1/50th of what it needs to be. The importance of it is. So I think he needs to change his thinking on that portion of it, talking to not just the Texans, but his overall thing. And he's very, like I said, he's very, very intelligent. He's very well spoken. You can hear that he's really passionate about the things that he's talking about. So he really means what he's talking about, as well as she is. Uh, but as you all know, you always got to follow the money, right? Who gonna put their money behind who, and who gonna, what I'm saying, like over on a national scale. I mean that's really how you got to look at it. Does Miss Crockett have a opportunity to win at this point? Absolutely. And to go back to what we were talking about kind of earlier, like, hey, we watching ICE kill people on the street, and oh my God, we got to do something about it, blah blah blah. It's been 10 times. It was 100 times worse during the civil rights movements, right? They were literally beating people on bridges in
Mhm.
front of the freaking cameras, water hosing them, dogs biting them, shooting them, tanks rolling down the street, in a lot of the bigger cities.
It's
So
go ahead.
here's my point, right? So that's why you think, like, that's why, like, oh, why can't everybody up in arms, like, oh my God, why is this flipping over, da 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 da? Because we've been in much worse situations, much worse,
I,
and it's been in our lifetime.
I,
You,
I,
you,
I,
you don't- or especially in mine for sure.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'm
So
gonna say this. And, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish.
so the two Caucasian people that were killed, uh, that is a very, 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 very sad thing to do, especially nowadays, especially when everything's been taped. But it's been hundreds of people that were being killed. You know what I mean? Back then. So, uh, yeah, we should be up in arms. Yeah, we should be getting in our senators. That's where I go back with Black was saying earlier. I was literally, before he even spoke it, we must have been Kendrick Spears back in the day, brother. Because exactly what you was thinking or what you were saying, it was almost word for word what I was already thinking when I was gonna get back on the mic to say. Is because that's the way that we have to fight this government is money. That's the only thing they recognize. You don't spend your money, they can't use your money for certain things. You know what I mean? The rich people aren't gonna lose so much money because they like, hold up, Ricky, they ain't buying no more iPhones, dog. Oh, that stuff we
Mhm.
talked about. We're gonna have to renegotiate that. You know what I'm saying? So speaking on what Black was saying earlier, that's exactly what they did in the civil rights thing to make a law get pushed. You know what I'm saying? After all the crazy stuff that happened and all those things, you don't have to go in there and have guns and point because you're not gonna lose. We're never gonna win that battle. No one wins in the war. I don't care what side you want, right? So
Yeah,
no one
I'm
wants
not
that.
doing that.
The bigger part of that is people can win on the opposite side of people spending and not spending money though.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? That's where the power is at. The power is in the purse, and they've been saying that for decades. The power is in the purse. Be selective on what we're gonna use our monies for, but we got to do it like Black was saying. You got to do it collectively. You can't just have a few hundred people. You got to have like millions of people doing this stuff. You feel what I mean? Across the whole country, saying, "Hey, that's where Target got fucked up." You feel what I mean? So how
Mhm.
quick did Target get jacked? How quick was that? You feel what I
You right.
mean? That
You
what
right.
what a CEO gets fired in like 3 days, like for real. That's
Yeah.
just how you. That's how you know that works. You feel what I mean? You punching somebody that got bigger gloves than you. Yeah, you might hit them a couple times. You might get a couple bruises, but them motherfuckers eventually gonna knock your head off. You understand what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just my point on that issue. It's a way to do it. It's just not go directly in the way where we want to go toe to toe and stand across the line and be shooting at our neighbors. That's not gonna happen.
I just want to say that you need to run for because they got an open seat in Michigan for Senate.
Yeah.
You definitely need to run for the seat in Senate because you filibustered me to the point where I don't even know what I was going to say.
I was on your topic,
No,
bro.
I done lost it. I don't even know what I was going to say. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. We got some guests that want to talk. I'm gonna go with in the order of they here. I'm gonna go with Black, and then I'm gonna go with Cowboy, and then we got a special guest with Snooty on here. So
I
Black.
want to go Snooty first.
Oh, you
Let's go,
Yeah,
Snooty.
let's go
Welcome to the
Snooty
That's
pod.
first.
my
we
twin.
going with Snooty first.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the couch, Snooty. We appreciate you coming on. I feel like we need to do that because it's a fight to get Snooty on here. It's a fight, but she's here. She's passionate. The couch is yours, ma'am. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. I got you.
Listen, I didn't come on here to say much because I don't. This is your platform, and I just curse and yell at the phone behind the scenes. But I'm going to say this: I need you to stop thinking that this white man is going to save Texas.
Okay.
How many Democratic white men have we had that have run for this position that have lost? You, I keep telling you, your ideology is the definition of insanity. You want to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and getting the same results. You rather see a white man lose than to give this black lady a chance.
I
That
didn't
is,
say I
yes,
wanted.
it is. Yes,
That's.
it is.
I think
You
that's not what I said.
that's what your thinking is saying.
No.
You rather for Talarico to get up there and you think he is the best choice when you've had Beto, you've had a number of people that came before white men
Mm-hmm.
that have not been successful. But you continue to think that, oh, this white man right here gonna save us.
Mm-hmm.
You continue to think that instead of thinking that this educated, qualified black woman who is already in Congress, who knows the ins and outs of what needs to happen and what needs to be done, can actually win.
I don't need
I
to say
didn't
When
say
you
she
change
can't
that
win.
mentality,
I did.
the world will be a better place.
I don't need to
Your
say anything
platform
else.
is so great. You should be pushing that narrative, not because Talarico is a Christian. These motherfuckers ain't
I didn't
Christian.
say that.
They so-called Christians. They are not
I agree.
Christians.
I agree
They
with
are backdoor freaks and pedophiles.
you. Backdoor freaks. I like that one.
So stop
I gotta click
thinking
that. I gotta
because
click that.
Talarico
Literally
is
back door
Christian.
freaks.
Backdoor freaks.
Yes, they are.
They're more
They
freaks than
so
one, huh,
stop
Black?
thinking that just because Talarico is on stage quoting the Bible before give his point of view that he's going to win. He is still a white man.
Right. See, that's
We
what you.
have
That's
to
what
do
happened, Bobby.
something different. We have to. We have to switch it up. We have to try. Even if she does not win, then we know where, okay, Texas needs to back up and look at what is really going on.
Can I?
You continue. Hold on, because I'm gonna get off the phone because I'm not
No,
on
no,
here.
no, no, no.
But I just had to get
You
on
can't
here.
blast me and then just leave. Nah, you gotta
Oh no,
Don't
she got to
act
make a
like this
rebuttal.
is the first
You
time you've
gotta stay
heard me.
for a
We go
rebuttal.
through y'all.
Hey,
Me and him
hey,
argue about this
Bobby,
all
can,
the
Go ahead.
time.
Bobby, can I go with her so before you rebut so you can rebut
Yeah,
both of us?
y'all can do
Go
what
We,
ahead,
y'all
I
saying.
want
Keith.
you to rebut both of us at the
Okay.
same time
All right.
because
All right.
I'm with
No, no,
Candace.
no, 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 no. Finish, Ken. Let Candace
Oh,
finish.
go ahead.
Then you go.
No,
Get
but
ready.
I'm done. I just feel like your narrative should be different. Just
Yeah.
and I'm going to say this when Kamala ran for president.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I said I don't think Kamala could win. I don't
Yeah, I
want
did.
Kamala
I
to
did
run.
say
I
that.
Where
really,
was
in
I
my
at?
spirit,
Where was
I
I at?
felt like Kamala could not win.
Where was I at?
But I support you wanted Kamala to win.
Okay.
You supported Kamala. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that we have to get out of that narrative of switching things up is a bad thing. Like we have to get out of that and we have to say maybe, just maybe, she could possibly win. What's so bad about it if she don't? What's so bad if she don't?
Yeah.
We just right where we are. What if he don't win? It's the same chances. It's the same thing. So on your platform, I need you to get out of this mentality that he a white Christian man, and that's what the people in Texas want.
Go,
Can,
sis.
Because
can I add with her when she
go
can get?
ahead.
Okay.
Let me tell you why I feel that Bobby feels that way, and it's not the other people that we have to convince. We got to convince Bobby, and Bobby can convince other people. Let me tell you what Bobby's
Right.
thinking. Bobby's thinking he's a white man. We got the white Christians. We got the people that he's more palatable to Texans that need to vote. So all those people will vote and galvanize around this white person, other than Jasmine. But what Bobby has not calculated is, remember Obama? Hope is a big thing. The reason
Absolutely.
why a lot of votes don't happen in Texas because of that same reason that you feel. We get this palatable white person in trying to help us. We will come out and vote. I
Great white hope.
guarantee you, when we see Jasmine, it'll be
Let's
a
talk.
Obama type voting out there. We say we're gonna put her in. That's the
Mm-hmm.
voting that you, Bobby, have not counted on. You've only counted on the same old that we've done year after year, and every time you got to count on that. She is. You said it to yourself. She's not like the other candidates. That's what we want. We need new
Yep.
fighters.
You want somebody that's gonna fight for
She's
you.
it. She's smarter, better, more educated. You can stop there. That's why she has my vote right there. She's the best candidate. We need to start voting for the best candidate, and she's it.
She's a fighter. That's why she has my vote. She is somebody that's going to stand
She,
up for what we need her to stand up for and who we need her to stand up to. And she continues to prove that. And that's why she has my vote because she is a fighter and she ain't bagging down and she ain't scared. I love it. I
I
love
love
it.
it too. I love it. So
Can I
stop.
can I can I, can I go, Bobby, before you go? So
Absolutely.
so you
All
can
y'all can
defend
go.
all
All
three.
y'all can
Hey,
go.
you might as well be go ahead and rebut all four of us on that one. But Candace know this, but the rest of y'all don't. Bobby and I had a heated debate about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago over the same topic. And I wholeheartedly support Jasmine. I think nationally, she's what we need. She has the experience. She know how it works. Uh the other guy, he's gonna get in, and his name just slipped my memory.
James Talarico.
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 Yeah, Talarico. He's gonna get in. He's junior, and they're gonna do what they do with all junior senators. Sit your ass down and don't say
Yeah,
shit. You ain't
right.
got no
Yeah.
power. So with Jasmine going in there, knowing how Congress work already, again, she's
Yes.
gonna be junior senator, but she know how the stuff work, and she has the mouth to make her voice heard,
Absolutely.
and she has the national attention. Therefore, I talked told Bobby this. I think the DNC is going to support her and pour
100%.
money into her because she's nationally known, and to support her. I think when she lost her seat because of gerrymandering,
Mm-hmm.
the DNC told the other black guy to drop out because
Yeah.
Jasmine going in because this is who we need.
This is
So
what we
I
need.
think it's
Mhm.
time.
Mm.
I think it's set up for her to succeed and be there. I'm with. I understand, Ship, how you feel, how Texans feel, but I also think it's time. It's
Time.
time, and that's
Perfect
how
time.
why I support Jasmine, because I think it's time, and we all agree she's overly qualified for it.
and she's very well spoken. She comes to the table with her facts, and she don't allow people to get away with saying bullshit. She will
Right.
call you on your shit.
Yeah.
And that's what, and when I first heard her, I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. Somebody else, they about to talk down and push her out and blah, blah, blah. But when you understand how she approached him, oh, she shut him down with facts, bro. You can't argue with facts. It ain't about
Absolutely.
opinion. It ain't about how I feel. It ain't about her being sassy or uneducated view or anything like that. She come from a lawyer perspective with facts, and she already know the rebuttal. She already know what you're gonna say before you say it. She already
Absolutely.
prepared. So I'm telling you, to me, she's the right person, and it's time.
Facts.
She's the best. You see what happened in Georgia, so it can happen here. You know, I'm talking about when they voted with
when
In New York.
yeah, in New York
And South
We want
Carolina.
them to vote.
Shit in Virginia.
Yeah. So remember that, Bobby. So go ahead, Bobby. What you got?
I'm gonna still stick to where I'm at because I've really.
Why?
Let me start with this.
What are you scared of?
Let me start with this. Let me start with
Because
this.
he want to win, or he think
Let
the
him
white
speak.
man can win.
I
Let him
am
speak.
talking about strictly. We need this seat, and who gives Texas Democrats the best chance to win?
They got you.
We
Jasmine
we
Crockett.
needed
In my,
we
in my,
needed this
in
seat
my
when Beto won.
Yeah.
I mean, when
we,
Beto ran, we needed that seat.
Yeah, we
But it
need
didn't
that.
happen.
Absolutely.
and he gave us the best chance to win at
He
that time.
did. He did.
And he did. He did
And
not win.
and I'm just talking demographics.
I
We
get it,
have
Bobby.
we have
We all agree with you 100%.
They
But
got
as
you
Keith
afraid,
said,
Bobby.
when
I don't agree.
Barack Obama ran, there was a lot of people who said he
He
can't
can't
win.
win.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was one
Right.
of them. I was
Oh,
like,
I was
I was
too.
like, ain't no way in the world they about to let a black man be
Black man
president.
win.
y'all crazy as hell.
I
I
was
was
And
like,
all
this
Barack
about
shit ain't
that
about to
shit.
Hussein,
happen.
Barack
You are
Hussein.
absolutely right.
But
And
eventually I had to say, God dang, this guy can win. I think he can
yeah,
win.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I had to
But
get used to it. But where we are politically right now, with Ken Paxton running against her, if
Right.
Texas elect Ken Paxton, it would be the most egregious thing ever.
Yeah.
With all
Well,
of the baggage that he's coming with.
I think this is my God's honest view. I think that she would have as many people, not as many people, but I'm saying like how people come out to vote against Trump, people will come out to vote against her that don't normally vote. So
She's
you
gonna
will
bring
get-
people
you will
out
get-
to vote,
that's
period.
my point. Yes,
For and against.
she will bring a ton of people to come out and vote for her. I absolutely agree. She will probably bring more people to go vote out to vote for her than Talarico. I absolutely agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. However, I still think that she will bring people to come out to not to vote against her as well. So I think that will even a playing field. Then again, we are a majority minority state between Hispanics, blacks, and others. I think there's still enough misogyny there with racism that she will not get the vote to get her over the top. I still feel she is the best qualified candidate to win, but I feel that Talarico is still the best chance for the Democratic Party to win.
I
I mean,
understand that 1000%.
they got you
I get it.
brainwashed.
I
but
don't.
you know we've had a woman senator before, right?
We ain't have a woman black senator.
Here's
We
what I
talking
got.
about black. We talking about black. We done had a woman governor too here in Texas before my time.
Wh-
A woman governor.
Yeah.
Right.
So
When is the time then, Bobby?
Yes.
Because if you waiting on Texas to say, okay, I'm ready for a black woman to be senator, that shit ain't gonna happen, bro.
Speak on
You
the
Right.
just
black
gotta
woman.
go and jump out there and let's see.
So
We about to test the waters.
I'm gonna be completely honest and give you an honest answer, Keith. I don't know, and I can't tell you what it would look like and say when I'm saying, oh, I think we ready now.
That's why I'm
I
telling
just,
you, we already now. You laid out the
100%.
platform for us. You just told me there's a corrupt asshole, almost impeached
absolutely.
guy on the other side, and
Mhm.
if she can't beat that in Texas, then we
That's why I say.
gotta believe that we can do that in Texas. Come on now. If
That's why I
Georgia
say
can
if
do it,
she loses, we need to step back and reevaluate. Like,
yes.
what the hell is going
What
on?
the hell
Majority
is
of
going on?
Texas voted for somebody that grabbed people by the pussy. He voted for
Because of
somebody
hope,
that
they these folks needed
destroyed
to be.
fucking families.
They needed January 6th to go away.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
on top of that, more people voted because we don't have black people. Colin Allred was the last
That's it.
Democratic senator to run. He got more votes than Kamala. He got 44%. Kamala got 42%.
Okay.
Well, granted, it was only 2%, but god damn it, that's enough to win or lose. I mean, that's what my point is. So I'm gonna ask y'all. Everybody on this fucking pod right now. 44% voted for a black man. 42% voted for a black woman. Help me explain that. Help me
Can I go?
understand.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So
As
they
a
hold on.
non-Texas, let me give you I'm setting it up. As
Right,
the non-Texas going first, and then
right.
everybody all the Texas.
Yeah. Please let me go first.
Yeah.
So for me, those two things you can't compare the two things, right?
Okay.
One, the guy that won, he a Texan?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do people really
He
do
was a
people
congressman in Houston. That was the one that was running this time till Jasmine jumped in.
right?
He jumped
So
out till
think
Jasmine jumped in.
and you said Kamala got what 42%?
Yes, and he
So
got
think of
44. I can tell
so,
you
so
right now. Hold
right,
on.
right.
I'll tell you the exact percentage.
Hear me out. It don't
But
matter, regardless of what she got, right? Kamala had what 7 months, 6.5 months to campaign, and
true.
she got 42%. What would have happened if she'd have got the whole time? So and they didn't know Kamala like they know Jasmine Crockett. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Jasmine Crockett
Okay.
and Kamala in Texas aren't the same. Does that make sense? You know what
Yeah.
I'm
It
saying?
does.
They don't. She not a day-to-day rep for them. They don't see her every day. They don't see her on the block. They don't see her on these billboards in their city or in their cities and
Yeah.
states. They don't understand. They don't. You know what I mean? They don't see her on a platform on IG every day and all these things where these new candidates are coming into, which is a new thing, which is okay. That's how the times have changed, right? So for
Mhm.
me, I don't see that you can compare those two. And the time people ask, like, when is the time? The time has been yesterday. You know what I'm saying? People are talking, no, not today. This is a week ago. This is a year ago. This is 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? The time is right. Freaking, it was yesterday, right? We gotta have the platform like these to say, hey, you know what? We're gonna be a little bit how it's supposed to be. Because if you see the two candidates, and I know and I understand where your demographics go, where you have Hispanics mostly, the Hispanics don't really like women in charge of their house. That's just how their
Culture.
households run, right?
Yeah.
And then the other candidates are corrupt, right? And the one in common, everybody
This a
probably want
whole
to get rid of
man.
him,
This a whole
right?
woman president in
So,
Mexico. Like, what are we
so right.
talking about?
So the things that people say that
That's a
happened
good
back in
point.
20
That's a very good
when
point.
Trump won, they weren't going Gestapo and going to 5-year-olds graduations and arresting Hispanic parents out of school. They weren't kicking doors down and dragging people out at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, like in Chicago, and shooting people in Minnesota. All that stuff wasn't happening then. You know what I'm saying? Now the people are really starting to wake up. Like I'm trying to say, like what they're saying also is the time is yesterday. We have to support her. If all of us don't support her, then none of us really gonna support us. Because when you have that one piece that's not in, or the thousand pieces that are not, those are very important pieces, right? If we have the strength to say, you know what? I understand how this supposed to work, and I see how people think supposedly, but with all this stuff that's happening out here in the real world and the things that people seeing every single day, they changing people's mind. Even some of them even some of the people the light of hue people that vote differently, they starting to be like, hold the fuck up, we didn't vote for this shit.
All
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So for me, in my opinion,
Yeah.
yesterday was the time, and
Okay.
yes, she has a great shot to win.
All right, I'm before Black. I'm about to let you go. I want to say this because I meant to say this. Just one thing I wanted to add before the thing even started. Before the debate even started was um at work, and everybody know how I feel at work. Everybody know where I rely at and stuff like that. I was talking to two people that felt the exact same way I did. One was a white woman, and one was a gay white man. So both of them are completely on board, hate everything about Trump, complete Democrats at this point. And they had feelings about Crockett that they didn't like. Now, I think I'm just talking about this right now. I want to talk more with them because I was getting off work, and everybody know when it's time to get off work, I gotta go. So
I say I already gone. What you mean?
table this. So
So
we
that
we we,
unplug
we
is
will
over.
continue. So I'm saying that to say that she makes other she makes other people that support us that have the same ideology as us uncomfortable. And I'm not saying that to say she can't win or anything like. Again, I do think Talarico at right now gives us the better chance to win. I am saying that, but what I'm saying is everybody ain't used to snooty nudie, and what I mean by that is
Well, they got to get used to it.
you are correct. You are correct. Everybody they do.
That's why we got to reach you first.
The question I would ask is why did they feel uncomfortable with her?
It
Because
was
there is nothing
they were
I
saying
would make them say it.
Black.
I would make
no,
them say what it
they,
is.
they did say, but again, I was on my way
Yeah,
out, so
yeah.
and we ain't got no problem talking, and you know what I
Right.
mean, like so I will find out their feelings on it, and I will say there was another guy that I talked to at work that again same way hates Trump everything, and he was talking about what he brought up about Jasmine was her talking about the technicality of crossing the border is a civil violation, not a criminal violation, and so and I didn't research to see it, this, that, or the other. Like so people have their reasons to feel how they feel. And I'm not saying that we need to completely cater to them, but I'm just telling you how other people that I've talked to as well, and honestly, that didn't shape my vote. Honestly, because the ones that I just talked to you about, I just heard this past week. I've said what I said 3, 4, like I felt the way I felt for a while. Now, Black, I'm gonna give you the floor, and then I'm coming to you, Keith. Back to you, Keith. All right, go ahead, Black.
The 42 versus 44%, which was the question. You look at Kamala going against Trump and why she only got 42% of the vote. Look at Trump's campaign on all the stuff he was promising. Now look at what he's actually done. I don't think you can compare those two. And for that reason,
Great point. Great point.
people look at what he has done and how he's coming into these states because Republicans and the GOP love to talk about state rights. But where are the states' rights right now? Because Minneapolis has been told them to get out and they just disregard. And so the government is coming in doing what they want to do to these states. So it
Great
seems
point.
like states' rights is out of the window when they want to take advantage and exercise their federal authority. So I think we're just in a going into the next or these midterms, we are in a different position than we were back in 2023 or 2024, where Trump was promising, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make America great again, I'm gonna give you checks, I'm gonna restore this, I'm gonna do this, and blah blah blah. And with Kamala only having 7 months, a lot of people felt bad about that or felt that that was dead ass wrong. So a lot of Democrats didn't vote for her because
Yeah,
of that reason, because they
that was
felt she
terrible.
was
Yeah.
shoved down our throat, which you and I don't had this conversation before. Biden waited too long to get out, the way he got out,
Absolutely.
and even the way that they put Kamala on the ticket as
Mhm.
the nominee. Legally, they was right. we all know people who knows how our system is set up. We not set up as, and a lot of people may not know this, and some do. The majority vote don't really matter. It's the electoral vote
Yeah,
that
that's true.
matters, and they just supposed to listen to us. They don't
Mhm.
have to. The way the law is written, they don't have to. It just traditionally they have. So when they elected her, and people was all in the outrage over that, they don't know how to operate. Yeah, you may have been butthurt, but what were you gonna do? Because you and I, we both said Biden need to drop out. And we had that conversation. Biden he don't need to be running again.
Yep.
He's not gonna win. That's what we said. At least
Mhm.
I know I remember saying that. He's not
Yep.
gonna win. So 42, 44, 40, the percentage of the 2%, it
Mhm.
was a different time. It was different politics. It's the chaos that's going on now. I honestly think that whoever is the Democratic nominee is gonna win.
Really,
Yeah.
really. So
Yeah, I can see that.
I
you
think
think?
people are going to pull the hammer for a Democrat regardless. Now I think what's going to take Crockett over the hump is because she got the experience. Now I do think she need to kind of tone it down a little bit instead of yelling. Sound she's not, to me, she's not yelling. She just sounds passionate to me.
I get,
But a lot of people take that as she's screaming and yelling all the time.
so
So go ahead.
no, I'm about to say. So they got to get used to it, or you just saying you know I'm at? Yeah, I mean, like,
I'm not gonna say get used to it, but again, this is politics. This
yeah,
is how I present myself. And if I want people to feel more comfortable
In her
and
authentic
get
self.
them get in my corner, I gotta do some play some politics sometime too
yeah.
now. And
No,
I got to
I
reach
agree.
out and make the other people feel comfortable that may be on the fence about voting for me.
Yeah,
So uh
I think she is
run
doing that.
run a good talk.
Me too.
I do as well, because what I just saw is
Mm-hmm.
different than the Jasmine Crockett that I see on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So yes, I do
Absolutely.
think she got to get good campaign team around her, and is going to tell her or talk to her about that, especially being in Texas, especially people like at your job. I'm just uncomfortable. And when you talk to them, find out what they're uncomfortable about. And I guarantee you, when they
Uh-huh.
if they honest, there's gonna be something about she just come across too aggressive. Oh, she just too. In other words, she's a
And I
black
will.
woman.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's what they can't say that,
and I'll
but
have
that's
that
what they gonna say.
conversation.
I mean, that's what
I,
they mean.
and they are. I will say the people that I'm talking about. We can have that conversation, and they'll be honest with me.
Yeah.
They will be
So
honest with me.
I think the atmosphere and the climate that we in politically, Jasmine Crockett got a chance, and a great chance, I think. And I think it's gonna be a huge ass turnout.
I agree.
Black. I mean, Keith.
I'm right there with what's happening at your job is those people.
Keith,
See, I like how you said that at your
Keith,
job.
He just used the shade. I see the shade. I see it.
it was a lot of shade,
I
Keith.
see it. I see it. Wait, knock my headset off and everything.
But I believe those people that you're talking to, they're filling you out. They need the excuse to say why they feel that way. They want to say she makes me uncomfortable, and they need you to say, "Well,
Yeah,
you're right. She
you're
makes me
right.
uncomfortable." And once you agree with that, you giving them that excuse to say, "Oh, if he feels that he's
Yep.
uncomfortable with it, then I can feel okay with me being uncomfortable." This is
Facts.
why I say we need to reach
Mm.
you, Bobby. We got to
Yeah.
reach you, because you have to internalize on your own
Mm-hmm.
that she is the best candidate, not just the Democrat. She's the best candidate in this whole state. And you have to
Mm.
internalize that and put that in your, or however you put it in your brain, and say, this lady is just a black lady that I've known for my entire life. She hasn't been rude to anybody. If
Yeah,
she's
not.
loud or anything, she just got loud. The thing you need to turn around is, this is not anything other than a man doing it. When a woman does it, all of a sudden, oh, she's a bitch. She's
Uh-huh.
a woman. She gets to do exactly what we do. So stop putting it on that she's some kind of bitch or something. Like, she's passionate, she's
Mm-hmm.
intelligent, and she can be forceful when everybody else can be forceful. You have to change your opinion, Bobby, because if you don't, the other people that are filling you out, they're just giving themselves an excuse why not to.
You validating
give
them.
a reason
You're
to.
making it seem like the win is on
I
me.
agree.
You validating them.
You
You
Hey,
validating.
validating
Bobby,
their feelings.
Hold
here's
on.
what it
Bobby,
is.
stop
I'm
validating.
He's right. Think about this for a second, Bobby.
Okay.
You a very smart, intelligent black man,
Yeah.
right? Who's doing it? No, I mean seriously, you got to think about it in that aspect. You're a husband, you're a grandfather, you're very successful, and if a black man in your position can say, "Nah, I think this white man gonna be better than this black girl,"
That's what I'm talking about.
you're validating that. If you're saying it at the level that you're at, the people that are probably around your same level and on a different. If you're saying that you're a black man, what do you think they come
With a
on?
black
They like
wife.
cool. If this man at this spot doing all this smart as hell, like
Not only a black
that
wife,
means that
Your
she ain't the
black
right
but an
wife is the
person.
intelligent wife.
same, has the same passion when it comes to
There
things.
you
You just
go.
it's super cool. That's like Obama saying
You
whatever. You know what I'm
motherfuckers.
saying to them. You know what I mean? Like Obama say, if Oprah say,
You gotta reach.
if Oprah say buy this book, people go buy the book. If Oprah say don't go buy the book, they ain't gonna go buy the book. You feel
And
what
we
I'm
just
saying?
told y'all we don't have to reach anybody else. If we reach Bobby, we're gonna
No,
reach
but
a lot of people. A lot of people.
here's another reason. And I
I keep
understand
telling him that.
and
Yeah,
I
when we
understand
reach
fully
Bobby,
where
we're gonna reach a lot of people.
Bobby's going at. But however, here's what people don't understand
I
about
want to win.
about this
I
is
want to win the seat. I
what
want to
people.
win the seat.
That's fear, Bobby. That's fear. You have fear. Stop with the fear.
I,
So,
I
Stop with the
so
fear.
hold on, Bobby.
I'm not gonna call it fear.
You're
It
not
is.
giving
Hold on.
anybody else credit.
Hold on.
Tell me to
Wait.
grab the phone.
You're not giving
Wait,
anybody else credit.
Bobby. What's the
Tell my
only
sister to
reason?
grab the
Listen,
phone.
Bobby. What's
What?
the only reason why he's a better candidate than her?
Because he white,
No. Let him
man,
answer. What's the reason
he a
why you
white
think
Christian
that
man.
that
He,
he's a better candidate than her?
okay.
He didn't say he was better. He say
No, he
Jasmine
did.
No,
Crockett is more
no.
qualified.
I
He's
said
talk, he's
To
talking
win.
from the he's talking
I'm
from the
talking
people's
about
point
the
of view.
electorate. I'm talking about the people who have to vote
Then
as of today.
you got to go with you got to listen. That goes against your best interest because your best interest is telling you that she's the better candidate. However, you're going to choose this guy because or however some other people may believe that since he's a white Christian man that he's going to win the seat because she's a black educated woman that's passionate about stuff. Doesn't that don't make any sense to me? You understand
All
what
right,
I mean?
so,
So
so
you
let
have
And
to
it
be.
don't feel right with your black
So,
wife.
so
hold on.
go ahead.
Let me try to break it down in the football aspect of it.
Yes.
Um, Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
I love Carson Wentz.
Mm-hmm.
He's a more talented quarterback than Jalen Hurts. I didn't want to get rid of him. I didn't at the time. I did not. I did not.
You think Wentz is a better talented quarterback than Jalen
At
Hurts?
the time when they traded him, he was.
No way.
At the time,
Never.
they got 2 first round.
No, never. In his entire career, Wentz was nowhere
This is
better. No
not
way.
what we
So
talking about.
now we're
Okay.
going for a different. So let's get rid of
Yeah,
that
yeah,
analogy because that's
yeah.
probably not work. Because I done
I'm like
seen everybody turn their head,
Jalen
including
faster, got a better arm,
Nick
more
Foles,
accurate.
Nick
I don't know.
Foles, Snooty
Okay.
Nudie over there. All
Okay.
right, I'm a.
But I understand I understand what your thoughts is.
What I'm trying to say is this: I want to win. I
Mm-hmm.
want to win, and I
So we
want
don't.
the bet.
Oh, I got something for that. Watch
I
this.
know you do. I know you
Hey, watch
do.
this. Go
I
ahead.
know
Go
you
ahead,
do.
Bobby.
And I'm not saying, that she cannot win. I'm
That
talking
is what
about
you're
the
saying.
better. No, I'm talking about the better percentages of winning of what I know Texas to be.
But you can't
That's what
say
I'm
that because of
talking.
the past. The
Oh
white
no,
man, white Christian man has run in the past and not won. So how do you not take that into accountability?
Yes. How do you not take
because
that?
I can
How do
take
you not factor that?
because I can take what happened with the black woman, and I'm gonna take into account that yes, what happened this last year absolutely is a factor on who can win more, and that's my point. We are closer now to winning this seat as a Democrat than any other time in the last 30 fucking years. That's just a fact. We are closer now than any time in the last 30 years. And I still say right now, even though you motherfuckers are calling me Byron Donalds, and I am not
Never.
fucking Byron
I would
Donalds.
never call you that.
No, I'm trying to
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But my point is this. I still see right now, and y'all pulled at my heartstrings. Y'all have, and maybe I need to sleep on it. And like Black say, I think about it. I go out there, I play with my grandkid in the snow, and then I say, you know what? Fuck it. I think we can do this, and then we got to go full bore and just do it. At this very second, it may change. I still feel Talarico gives Texas Democrats the best chance to win.
That's terrible. That's the most terrible thing
All
I've
right,
heard.
love. All right, baby. Bye. I'm leaving your podcast.
Don't leave.
That's why I know she's my twin.
That's just it's an opinionated. Listen, don't lead. Don't listen. We gotta hear this out.
I do not need.
I don't gotta hear this. I keep hearing this every day.
Come on, you gotta listen.
All right, so okay. So look here. I'm all about logic. So I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you the demographics is Mexicans, men and women. It's black men and women, and it's white men and women, and evangelicals and all of that stuff. Tell me, would y'all see as, and then and the biggest, and I'm gonna give y'all this because I listen to any and everybody too, and Clay Kane, my boy from Philly that I listened to on Urban View, said the biggest demographic that didn't vote was the biggest demographic in Texas was people who didn't vote. I said that to say, can she get black people to, not black people to get out there and vote? So I'm giving y'all that. So I'm asking y'all right now, as a whole collective, 4-1, tell me how we going to do it.
Trump.
And make it
It's
make sense to me, and I'm good.
Trump is why all the people that didn't vote is gonna get out there and vote this time.
Okay.
That's
the
one,
same reason why people voted for Joe Biden.
I agree with that. And I agree with that.
People want to see something different.
2, you said right. She's the most qualified. That's 2, right?
She is definitely the most qualified.
So she's gonna get a lot of
qualified.
white educated women. She's gonna get that because she's qualified. Period. Not that she's a woman.
Did you say white educated women?
Educated white women. She's gonna get
absolutely. I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet a steak dinner at Perry's that she will not get the most white educated or the white women vote. And the reason I'm saying that, and the reason I'm saying that,
I would Bobby on that word.
Hillary didn't, and Kamala didn't.
They didn't like Hillary's husband. They did not like Hillary's husband. They did not like Hillary's husband. And what Black said, they did not like how Kamala was put before everybody.
There is no there. She will not win the white women vote.
Wow. Let me tell you.
I'll see you later. I'll see you when you come downstairs.
Wait, can I say something?
Let me tell you why you feel that way, Bobby. You feel that way because we got a lot of men out there, black men that look like me.
And that's the problem. It's him.
You keep saying it. So you're validating. That's why
No. I'm talking history.
Listen,
you got to learn one, right?
No, listen.
I'm glad you just brought that up, Bobby.
We never had a black man that was a president either, but it happened.
You right.
You had one black educated white woman to come to you and ask you about it, and you validated an insignificant fear that she had, which might make her not do it. That's why I say we got to reach you, because you could have easily turned that vote right there and said, she's educated, she's available, and she can do it. She's the best candidate. I have no worries about it at all. She's going to win. You know how I know she's going to win? I'm going to help her. And guess who else going to help? You're going to help her, Miss White Lady friend of mine at work. You're going to help her. It's going to happen. When you say,
I would agree if I said that, right.
She's going to say that.
Ooh, wee. I've been saying that for a minute. Here, to put it in the tush push or the football in football terms. We need all our meat at the tush push, baby, to get that 1 yard. And that clown.
You could have swayed 2 people in that conversation. You could have swayed 2 people in that conversation.
Ain't done. But I want y'all. But again,
you said history. Wait. You said history.
Hold on. y'all now, and I love this. Y'all trying to convince me, right? And that's where we at right now. I'm open to say, yeah, let's do it. So tell me how y'all think we got to do it.
He just told you it starts with you first. It starts with you.
Hold on. You are absolutely correct. It starts with me, and I need to teach others and go from there, right?
First, educate
But
yourself, and then teach others.
so I'm asking. So this. Thank you very much because that's exact what I'm about to ask. Educate me how I
Okay,
tell me
we.
no actually not educate
I
me
got it.
because I'm educated enough to understand. I want y'all to tell me the game plan that how she's going to win. Like she's going to be able to, and I'm not saying that she gonna get this much of a vote from this and this other. I'm not asking that, but tell me y'all, reasons of how y'all think she can get enough votes to do it to win. That's what I'm asking.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah,
Exactly what we're doing right now. So, but we got to have these forums like we was talking about going to meet our neighbors. When I talked about this before,
yeah.
is that we got to go out there and talk to these people that we don't usually talk to, because that conversation's probably happened. You probably had that conversation with those two people. Those two people had conversation with two other people. Those two other people, and they be like, "Shit, Bobby don't even freaking like her."
What about
Right.
turning it off?
You feel what I mean?
Right.
I can
You,
see
you know
that.
what I mean? So,
Oh my
so, so,
I can see that. I can
so,
definitely see that. I can
so,
definitely see that.
so my point, the
Being
point
honest.
I'm trying to make is, look, Bobby, we're already doing it. Even if we have a diametric difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
We gotta have those people to even like a lot of times I like to play devil's advocate, right? Even if I agree with you,
Mm-hmm.
I like to go through and pick it apart, right? And then when you
Mm-hmm.
can't pick it apart, you have to say, oh, you know what? That's the right decision to make, right? You cannot pick her apart from nothing other than what you say is because the demographics of that state, which if you look
Yeah,
at the rest of the country, the Democrats are freaking turning seats that have been red for decades, right? Decades out of these states and these big seats, right?
yeah,
That are changing the dynamics of how what the country's starting to change because of all this crazy shit that's happening. More and more crazy shit is happening every single day. More and more people are waking up to these more and more crazy things that are happening. Like, oh shit, we got to change this shit, right? So that's what we have to continue to do. Do what we're doing. We're talking about it. Talk to other people. Open the platform to bring the people that you don't agree with on to say, hey, this is why I don't agree with it. Okay, then let the audience let us debate it. You know what I'm
So
saying? So if we continue to talk about these things, which what we're doing, and we convince ourselves, hey, you got to go do your research. Go do your research. Who's done more for the country? Jasmine Crockett has. Out of all the probably candidates that's there, who's probably the most educated? She's probably the most educated, right? Who has the least amount of freaking crazy shit that's behind her? She probably does because she's not married. She doesn't have any other extra crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't go in there and you can't pick out one thing that other than what people always try to do about black women when they too educated and they outspoken. It's
yeah.
because she's an angry black woman and she don't know what she's talking about. And I'll flip that shit on them and say, most freaking black households were raised by women, and look at all the successful men that are probably on this
Right.
freaking thing.
Right. Right.
You feel what I'm
And
saying?
I
So how come black women can't run shit? They've been running shit since the inception
Ever.
of this country.
Forever.
You
Yeah.
know, they just don't get the clout because they're the least of us, really, if you want to really look at it that way,
But
right?
Bobby Black said it
So,
already. Black said it from the beginning when he
in
started
some people's
talking.
opinion,
He told you this here. At first, we didn't think Barack could do it. And what happened?
single mom,
What happened?
woman,
How did it change? How did it change for you, Bobby? That's the period where you're at right now with Jasmine. You don't think so, but what happened? The momentum changes. You change, and you change others, and that's how she got. That is how we get Jasmine the exact same way that Barack got in there. You don't feel it. You say, "I'm scared. I'm nervous about it. I think people want." But when you start to believe it, you don't know the power of you. You're gonna make other people that are around you believe it. That's what I do, and I know that's what you're going to do.
mm-hmm.
and
So that's
I
real.
will say we have to change the narrative, Bobby. And you change the narrative and speak positivity.
That's it.
And I'm hearing the echo. That's why I'm like, hold on, am
yeah.
I going out?
I don't know who that is. I don't know who it is.
Uh So it speak positivity and talk about her past, talk about her history, and get that eliminate that fear that they have about that. And we got to change the narrative of our black women, because it's like Keith said, that for too long they have had to take the back seat and wasn't given their due credit. And it's like, fuck that. I know I was raised by a single woman.
Me too.
So there's a
Facts.
hell of a lot of people, a hell of a lot of households that is raised by women, and the ones that probably have had a dad in the house. Shit, he just went to work and came home and said, "Okay, yes, dear." So we got to start speaking power to and about our black women, and stop allowing people to degrade them and reduce them to all they attitude and they confrontational. They this and they that. They too moody. They well, no, fuck that.
Yes.
Let's get behind her. And that's to me how you change the narrative, because everybody, even though a lot of people don't know Jasmine, don't know her background, they would look at her and put her in that category of, oh, she's just an angry black woman.
Right.
Don't even know shit about it. It's up to us to change that narrative. Like, no, this is her qualification.
Honestly, don't even carry herself like an Amy. I mean,
But
other than being outspoken. I mean that if I mean that's what they.
but that's what they see
But
when
that's
they
what
see a
they
black
see.
woman.
They
Yes.
reduced
That's
her to
what they
that, Bobby.
feel. That's what
They
they've
reduced
been
her to that.
told for so long,
Yes. If
that
a
Yep.
a
black
black woman
woman is
can't lead.
outspoken
Yeah,
and passionate,
Yes,
she is the angry black woman. I have
yes.
talked
Yep.
to you about this a
I know,
million
I know.
times at work, about me and being at work and how I have to do things and say things in certain way in front of certain people. You already know this. So to say I don't see, you don't have to, but everybody else does. That's what they see.
It's
If
up
you
to us to
elevate
change.
your
We
voice,
got to
I'm the
change that
angry black
narrative.
woman. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
You probably know it at your job again that I'm the angry black man.
yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Ain't got nothing to do with anger. It's just, and now does she have to do some things that to grab some of those people that you're talking about and change some of the things? Maybe get out there and change. Yeah, I mean you got yeah, like you were saying,
That's
like Cowboy
politics.
was saying earlier, you got to play politics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to play politics. She got. I'm sure she knows. Here's why I think that she's a great candidate. This is just my opinion, right? She hasn't been in Congress, or she hasn't been in Congress very long, right? She hasn't been corrupted because she hasn't been there long enough to be corrupt. She don't even really. She kind of know how it goes, but she ain't no expert in it yet. You feel what I mean?
Mhm.
Like she's still learning. She's still kind of a junior rep, right? And then she gonna go into the Senate like Black. She gonna be a junior freaking senator. They gonna tell her ass, set your ass down somewhere to vote. How the hell your damn leader tell you to vote? Because you don't really know how this works yet. However, the other guy, he doesn't really. He knows the state stuff. He doesn't know how to.
I'm not understanding this following.
The Can you hear me?
So
Yeah, I'm just not following
she
So
this
my
hears
point, my point
conversation.
is like she's
I'm
played
getting
the
off the
game.
call.
Yeah, yeah, she's
Bye.
played the
Love
game,
y'all.
and he hasn't at all. He's never even started the game. He ain't never padded up. He ain't never got hit. He ain't never ran no plays. He don't know none of that work. He's gonna come into a new system, and not a system. He think he gonna go change the system by himself. No, you got to already kind of know how that system works to be successful in it,
Yeah.
right?
But she's
But it
successful
takes
already
us,
in it.
it,
She's
right? But it
successful.
takes us type of people to say we gonna get her across the line. I don't care who you put up. That's our number one candidate right now. Even if we fucking lose, but we don't even say that. When we win, you know what I'm saying? Then we're gonna be like, we told you, motherfuckers. So
We
you
don't have to
understand what
do
I
that
mean?
because she's
That's how it
still
has to be. It doesn't have to be. It's gonna be when we win. We're gonna be like, we told you, motherfuckers. So, and this is how things supposed to be work and how things change. But we have to be 100% behind that, and we have to be okay, even if we aren't very successful in some of the things that we do. You understand what I mean? But that girl is a great candidate. She is to me, she's a great. There's nothing bad you can say about the girl. Nothing. Name one thing that came in negative about her.
uh the only thing, well, two, but
What
honestly,
is it? What are they?
I'm about to say it. They both was rehearsed. So
Uh,
when she got knocked off her block, it took her a minute to come back, and she repeated what she had to say to be back on her rehearse.
mhm.
But again, they both was rehearsed. The biggest thing to me that I seen was because we all just talked about this, that she is definitely, going to be backed by the Democratic Party.
Oh, 100%.
She played the Democratic lines on things that
Yes, she did.
I feel she should be radical on. Well, I ain't gonna say radical or that she should be more forward on that. For one, Talarico which was the Supreme Court. What was it? What was the other one? Black? I can't remember. I mean, like
Not filibuster.
Filibuster.
The
Okay,
filibuster.
I made a comment about that.
Like, yeah. So to me, she sounded she sounded corporate, and I understand why she got to do that and all that stuff.
That's
And
the
don't get me
part.
wrong, once he gets in, he will do the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
But if this is where the Democratic Party is going, again, we got to elect them and hope that they don't do it. But if this is where we're going, like we can't add seats. We can't. I mean, like she sounded very. I'm gonna let Black talk. Go ahead, Black, because you heard the same things I heard. Well, one of the same things I heard.
I think it was the correct word is she sound like a politician.
Yeah,
She didn't go too far.
yeah,
She didn't go
I would
too
agree.
low.
Yeah,
She stayed in the middle. And I think she got to polish that. And of course, that is what I'm pretty sure somebody on her team has told her, you're going to have a problem getting white folks out to
Mhm.
vote or getting a white vote. So
Mhm.
you got to be even keel. Again, look at Barack Obama when he was running.
Yeah,
When he started, people was like, he ain't got a damn chance.
Mhm.
Listen to him, and after about a month, you was like, hold on, this brother got his shit together. He sound good as
That's it.
hell.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And then all of a sudden, brothers wanted to be him, looked up to him, respected him. And then all of a sudden, women was like, ooh, he this, he that, he sounds this, he sounds that. And then all of a sudden, all it took was about 10, I'm gonna say 10 or 20, but of course it was more than that. Then everybody started jumping on board, and there's plenty. What's the name out there? All it takes is one person to run down their hill. Then everybody's gonna be like, "Why he running down the hill? Let me go down there and see what he doing down there."
Right.
Then all of a sudden, two gonna go. Then five gonna go. Then before you know it, every damn body gonna be running down the hill. Why? Because one person did it. And that's what Keith is saying. You that one.
You that one.
You that one.
You are that one. Because there's more of you like just where you're at. So I know if whatever we can do here as a collective and speak it into you, for you to understand that not only is it possible, it's exactly what Ron said. It's going to happen.
Yeah. And I would say something else to you too, Ship. A lot of times I don't do all of my research in when it comes to people voting, especially in Texas or locally. And I would call and have a conversation with you. And you was like, this is who I'm back. I don't even look him up. I say this is who he say he back and this is why. And even with NACA shit, when I was in agency, you be like, back this person for NACA president. And a couple times you don't call him, be like, hey, this is who's running. He want to talk to you. And I've been on the phone talking to him.
Right
I don't. People like you can galvanize a whole lot of damn people because
whole lot.
I have listened to you and not even looked the person name up. I have said, Bob, Shipman said vote for him. That's who I'm voting for. So it's like he said, a lot of people waiting on you to run down the hill.
Yeah.
Be the first one to run down the hill.
Okay.
Because we believe in your research. We believe you don't take this lightly. That you
No.
will research.
No,
you will
absolutely
research.
not.
Yeah,
Absolutely
you
not.
will come up. It's you won't just bullshit us. You go, I researched, I got the facts to back it up. This is what it is. We trust you with that. And that's exactly why we want to reach you right now.
Yeah, you definitely call balls a strike when it's balls a strike for so, bro.
We love you for that. That's exactly why we love you. Love you for that.
On this one, nah, heck no.
No. Yeah. My eye off. My eye off. I'm behind the plate.
No. It's not. No,
Where's your
listen.
glasses at?
No, it's not. It's not. You know what it is? It's not. It's not your eyes off. Your donkey. It's not that, bro. It's just your mindset is. We are humans are want to be safe, right? We do safe stuff.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times we like, you know what?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
We always want to do this. Nah, sometimes we got to jump off that fence, bro. Like you said, run down that hill. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at right now. We got to run down that hill, bro.
And we all at the top of the hill waiting on that first
Yeah,
person to go.
yeah.
Waiting, but like shit, I want to go, but I'm ain't nobody else going yet. And
Yeah.
we all looking around. Like,
Mhm.
okay, who's gonna be number one?
Mhm.
And when that number one person go, everybody coming. And that's
Yeah.
where
There's a
we
lot
are,
of
I think,
people
with
saying,
Jasmine Crockett.
if Bobby
Everybody
going,
wait.
I'm going. It's a lot of people. You may not even realize it.
And you know what? Those two people at work probably strategically said something to you just to see
Just for
how
that.
you was gonna
Yeah,
respond.
That's
And if
exactly
you
what I
had
said.
been all in on Jasmine, they were like, if he's okay with it, I'm okay with
I'm
it.
okay with it. Mm-hmm.
Facts. That's a
They
fact.
were filling you out. I told you, they're filling you out. That's it.
Yep.
But again, like we got some time. Like still got like what,
Yeah,
9 months,
wait,
10 months?
we ain't got no
When
time.
is it? When
It's
is it?
actually in March.
Yeah.
It
It's next month.
oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was
You got to
November.
get it
Oh no,
done.
I'm thinking about. Oh no, you talking about
It's the
Texas?
it's the
Okay, yeah.
primary in Texas in March.
Okay.
So
So yeah, just like now. Yeah.
so I
Sleep on it. Get
yeah.
your mind
I
right.
was gonna say
As you say, get your mind right.
I'm not gonna just sleep on it. I'm gonna watch because there are things out there that I think we all need to watch.
Okay.
Like there is, because I haven't watched it even myself. There is a uh uh him versus Talarico versus 20. Like so he went into that same thing that I posted before of people that going into the fight and they not fight to the debate and they talk about their stuff. Like I think we all need to. I'm gonna do it for myself. I'm gonna just
Like
speak
a
for
town
myself.
hall.
But no, I'm gonna speak for myself. I am going to research and actually see how the candidates are answering questions and stuff like that and go from there. Again, I think qualified wise, resume wise, Jasmine is the better candidate. I'm just talking about the electorate of Texas.
Yeah.
Well, okay, if you think that she's the better candidate, then her having debates about going to watch debates about how people their policies and stuff like that, it don't matter. What you hung up
That's
on
true.
is
That's true.
being in
That's true.
Texas and what Texas voters are going to vote for. That's what you hung up on, and which is
Yeah,
I think Keith
that is
said that
that is what
that
I'm
that's fear
hung.
based.
You're right.
You looking at it from
You're
the
right.
people point of view instead of looking at it from
You're right.
the best qualified
You're right.
person,
You're right. You're
because
right.
and that's what you gotta sit down
Yeah.
and debate within yourself,
Yeah.
or come to a happy medium or a conclusion within yourself. Stop thinking about what the people will do and focus on what Bobby think is best. And if I put the best candidate forward and we lose, then we didn't lose because I didn't put the best candidate forward. Now, if you put Talarico and you know that Jasmine Crockett is better, more qualified,
No,
then
if you asking me point blank, plain and simple, who's the best candidate? I mean, like qualified. I would definitely.
yeah,
It
you already said it.
definitely
Yeah.
it's. I'm
But hold on, check this out.
I'm gonna tell you who I think like my last three presidential elections. 2016, and I remember having this conversation with you in the office in the union office with you, Keith. I was for fucking Bernie, and I remember talking to you like, nah, I'm for fucking Bernie. Like Bernie gives the country what the country need to be. I didn't realize in 2016 that we didn't have the luxury of all those. I didn't realize the backlash of a black man being president in what was it, 2020. It was all Biden for me because I needed a sober white man, old white man, to bring us back to health.
And I wasn't for Biden because you and I
Hell no,
had
I
that
definitely
conversation.
wasn't for
We
him.
had
Hell no.
that was what the country needed. That I thought that will vote for him. In 2024, I was all in, and I really thought Kamala was going to win.
She should have won.
I truly thought she was going to win.
So that I'm glad you said that, because that brings me to the quote that we say all the time at our job. What it say? Past performance does not guarantee future results. That's what I want you to get out. I want you to leave you with that.
And that's and maybe that's where I'm at, and that's why we having this. That's why I said what I said, to say where I think I'm maybe at. To be honest with you, I think that's where I'm at. Like I really like, to the point where I was arguing snooty nudie in the bed. Like, no, I think she got it. Like, and she was like, nah, I ain't feeling it. I don't know, because you know what I mean. Like she was the one, like, I want to protect the black woman.
I do too. It's up to us, really. I mean, see what we got on this panel right now? It's up to us. And we're going to do it. Not that we can, we're going to do it. We are going to protect Jasmine, and we are going to make sure that she makes, and this ain't no if for me. We are going to do that.
100%. I'm with you. I'm with you, Keith, for sure. 100%. That's why you'll never hear me say nothing bad about her. Never. Now. So for me, here's what I
think. Hold on. I'm gonna stop you with this, because I think you need to qualify that, because
I'm about
we got everybody listening, and
I qualify.
we need to say, when you say I ain't gonna, you never hear me say nothing about it, like you're gonna still call balls and strikes. You know what I mean? Like you're feeling, and that's why the shipwreck is what the shipwreck is because we're gonna lay our feelings out, and we're gonna feel how we feel. We're gonna have facts on it, and we not, and but if we not, it's because it's strictly opinionated,
right?
But we got to be able to say, yeah, she fucking up now, or yeah, that was good, or that was bad. Like Black said earlier, with she the whole Supreme Court thing. She was like, she didn't answer the question. That one cool. That one, I mean, like, for me, that one cool. I'm gonna just say that.
That's politicians though. She knows she got a ride that
they actually should expand the court.
I thought she said yes, she did.
No, she
It was Talarico that said I'm open to it. She said yes.
No, hold on.
Go back to that.
No. I'm attacking my notes. I'm attacking my notes because I wrote notes about it. I wrote notes about what she didn't do.
Talarico said I'm just open to it. I did not like that.
No. You are correct. I'm talking about the filibuster. The filibuster. What I'm talking about. The filibuster. That's what it was. I'm sorry. I had to go to my notes. I'm sorry.
No problem,
sorry, everybody. But that is why. Hold on. If anybody's watching and listening right now, that is why we are what we are. Because we challenge each other, and we hear, whoa, we fucking around here. No, hold on now. That's what we do. That's what we do. And that's how you want it to be.
Hell yeah.
How it's supposed to be. And if you ain't got a fact to back it up, take that shit back until you got one to back it up.
Facts, so we gonna call your ass out.
Yeah.
But
you right, Keith. I was talking about the filibuster. She was non-committal on a filibuster,
right.
But he was.
So I commented on about the filibuster, and I think the reason why and this is my opinion, I'm not sure why she didn't answer the question, is I think she knows that being up there in Congress, or how important that filibuster is. We probably don't understand it, the full width, or the full expansion, or the full power of that filibuster. That's why she's probably like, I don't know about that yet, because the reason why the filibuster was put in place, it was for a reason, right? It gave the minority a little bit of hope. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just saying, oh no, these cats gonna do whatever they do. Hold up. You ain't about to take us to war because we ain't got fucking tanks. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. Like, you know what I mean? So I think a bigger part of that is, like, I think I need to educate myself further on what an actual filibuster is. I think I know, but I don't know if I know 100% of what the importance of it is, or not having it for a fact. I just know a little bit about it.
So the only thing the filibuster cannot filibuster over is when they do reconciliation. That's a budget measure. And when they do that, the parliamentarian, which I didn't know they had a parliamentarian, like they do in the House of Commons in UK and other places. They determine, does this affect the budget, or does it or do it not? And so that is why a lot of the stuff from the BBB had to be modified or taken out.
Mm.
And so that's where we are. We're gonna keep going. Because I think we need to keep going, but I'm gonna just cut my screen off for a second while I do some things. If y'all don't mind. We 3 hours in. If y'all don't give me a minute, okay? But keep talking
I got something.
and before y'all go, before you go, I want to invite Miss Diva. Are you there? Can you hear us? Miss Diva? She was there. She was there. Hold on. Hold on. She was there. No, she came out. She came out. So y'all keep talking. Y'all keep talking. And I'll be back. I'll be back.
Yeah. So for me, I think we just got to continue to I mean, not filibuster, but just continue to educate each other, and not just the people that are our immediate our friends, because I think we all of us is kind of like already on the same page in a sense, but I think it's more people that are on the outside of our circles, or some of them are on the inside of our circles that we don't really talk to them about how important some of this stuff is. Because I got people right now that still ain't vote. Like, dog, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to talk to you anymore type shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of conversations I have with them.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
what
what
you
I'm at
mean?
with too.
You don't, what you mean you don't go out there? You know how important this stuff is? Like, you have to go out there and freaking, you know what I mean, do something about what's going on in the world. And then if you don't fucking complain about it. Because those be the biggest complainers to me. You know what I mean? Like, you don't go out there and do anything to help or justice or try to make it better, but you be the biggest complainer about it, which makes absolutely no sense to me. But there are people out here that are like that. And I think we just continuously reach folk and get them to, understand, like, hey, don't pick anything up against your how you should be picking people for your own interests, which a lot of people are doing in this country. They do things that, I mean, don't, to me, doesn't make any sense to me. Like, how do you sit there and if the guy gonna tell you what they're gonna do, and they get elected, and you start doing stuff that they not supposed to be doing, you still kind of support them? You an idiot, right?
Yeah.
But in the other instance of that is we're starting to see throughout the country how these things are changing, right?
All right.
You have the elections are happening in these different states. These states are turning from these deep freaking red states to now it's blue, or counties or whatever section it is, and all these seats are changing. That is a big indicator to me, to let me know that this system's working, and it's making, excuse me, they're making the administration panic because they see this coming. So now they speeding up things because they know, oh shoot, we got a very limited amount of time to
Right.
do the stuff that we need to try to do before we all either go to jail, or our partner and them, I fly a big jet to go freaking west or
That's why
east
we
or
got to
whatever.
get Bobby. That's
Right.
what I'm saying. That's why
So,
this is why we got to get Bobby on it, because
so
he doesn't see the change, and I
yeah.
think he fears the change. Because it's like what I think you feared a little bit too. Let me tell you why. You kept saying that she's gonna be the junior person in there, and
Mhm,
people gonna not listen to her. It's that change that we need in there, and
mhm.
and that's how we become better. It's that change is why we're getting better. So the system is working in that reason, but we can't keep having the same type of politician because it's safe and everybody. We need this change in there to make things better, so that the next person who's coming for change can get in there as well. So we get more change, so we can get this thing changed. So we need these change candidates. She's more important than almost anything that we've seen in Texas for a while. That's how important she is. We need this type of change in the federal government.
I agree. I agree. I hear you for sure, for sure. But that's a lot of the senators and represent they started because they starting to what, retire or get out of Congress now, or not rerun,
The
and
safe,
it's for
Not know what they voting on.
right?
right, right.
Mhm.
So, but you're right, Keith. You're 100% right. We need new blood to come in there and change things to how the new America is changing.
It's
You know
changing.
what I'm saying? And it's changing a lot faster than it used to change. People like, oh man, it takes decades. Nah, this stuff is happening real fast, real quick, right? Because the information flow is much faster than it's ever been. Right? You don't
Absolutely.
have to wait,
I
a
ain't
month or a week to get information to understand what's been going on here in Texas, or there in Texas, or in Washington D.C., or anywhere around the world. Right? It's instantaneous. Right? So You are 1,000% right, man. We need to like change some of the things that we understand, like the old guard, if you will, to these younger people that have that have different mindsets and aren't corrupt with time, really. Because a lot of times we corrupt ourselves with time because we've already been through things like I don't want to do that. I've done that. I've done that. Sometimes you got to have a fresh person. I ain't never really done that, but I can know how to not do that again. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of people that we really need to get into these seats and change things and get these old ass politicians the
That's
fuck
true.
up out of there.
All right,
Now, ain't in here now for to sit up
yeah,
and be right because ain't
and
here.
yeah. Come on,
Excuse
Annie.
my language, sir. Excuse my language.
You don't know. You fine. You fine. You fine.
You're
We all
fine.
understand. All right. What? How do you feel about the debate, the race? Because honestly, the last I checked, you was with me on Talarico. The last I
Yes.
remember. So
Yes.
has your mind changed? Where are you as a black woman?
Well, I'm on the fence now. I think Jasmine did an excellent job in the debate, but so did Talarico.
Hmm.
I understand your fear, and I have the same fear. We saw what happened with Kamala uh, with the vote, and
Hmm.
yeah, she only had 7 months to get a campaign together, but she did a brilliant. Her and her team did a brilliant job putting her campaign together in such a short period of time. They got the message across, but it's the sentiment of the voters that kept her from winning. People
Hmm.
chose a felon over the most qualified person to ever run for president. She was more qualified than Hillary. And Hillary at the time was the most qualified person to run. But people chose a felon, and I don't think it was so much the people who voted that chose Trump as it was the people who didn't vote that that uh,
Absolutely.
that chose Trump because people don't
Hmm.
understand a no vote was a vote for Trump. And I have conversations with people all the time about
Uh-oh.
Uh
I
oh, we
lost her.
lost her.
She'll be back. She'll be back.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about it, but what we need to know is that hopefully we've learned that by not voting for Kamala, this is what we got. So I have to believe there's a certain amount of the population that says, you know what, maybe we should have.
I
We got to
agree with
account
you.
for that.
Yeah, I can see that hope. I can see that hope. I can see us as the people. Like I said, I think there's a sea change. I do. I truly
Hmm.
see a sea change coming.
Mhm.
Truly see a sea change coming. I just want to make sure that sea change can pick her up. That's the only part where I'm at. Can it pick
It
her
starts with
up?
us, though. You always ask where it starts. It starts with us
It does. It
because
does.
who else is going to start the change? It's exactly what Black said. We got to run down this hill so other
Yeah.
people can see, man, we can do this.
Who's gonna fight for us better than somebody that's fighting for us now? I get what you're saying. She gonna give them the hell that needs to be had. She gonna give them the votes that needs to be had.
And you should look at it from this way. You are for Jasmine.
Right.
All the way up until you walk in that voting booth. And then when you walk in the voting booth and look around, you're like, man, ain't number white folks around me. I gotta vote for Talarico because they gonna vote for him, and I gotta give Texas the best chance. That's where you are because listening to even our debate 2 weeks ago,
Yeah,
you have repeatedly said
That's it.
Jasmine Crockett is the most qualified candidate. Jasmine
yeah,
Crockett is the most qualified candidate.
I
She's
agree.
the most prepared. She knows how the DC work. She know how the Senate work. She know she's familiar and she's not afraid of them. You will agree to that. But
Yeah,
when you walk in that voting booth, that's when you start having fear. That's when you start looking around. You looking at everybody else run down their hill and you follow them because you've been in Texas since 2002,
2003,
2003. You've
2003.
been in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
That is fear.
That's
All
fair.
these
That's what it
Texans.
is.
That's all these Texans. I'm used to working around here. I know how they think. I know what they do. I know how they treat me. I know how they treat my wife. and that is what you're fearful of.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, guys, my battery died. I had to switch devices.
Oh, sorry, Auntie. And I will say that you're correct because I want to win.
But
Yeah.
you're going to win.
Because I want to win.
You're going to win.
But you're win.
Go ahead, bud.
You are allowing the defense to win the game for you instead of going out there playing offense
There
to
we
win
go.
the game.
That's it, Black. That's it. That's it
But
right
defense
there,
wins games.
They do. But everybody would tell you a well-placed ball will outbeat a defense every day. Everybody would say that.
And that's the thing. You know, how well do we trust the quarterback to throw a well
And
placed ball?
that comes down to her campaign. How well her campaign and
how well
us.
do we
It comes
trust
down
the
to
voters?
us.
No, hold on.
How well do we trust voters who voted for a felon? Paxton was a felon when he ran.
he is too.
And it was a 9-year felony indictment, and he beat it. A Republican state house impeached him, but it was the Republican Senate. Well, actually, the Senate didn't even let him off the hook. The prosecutors dropped the charges, and you know he got away with it, and people voted for him again and again.
They voted for Trump.
Yeah, and they voted for Trump. A
That's going to happen.
34 with 34 felon convictions, pedophilia hanging over his head, and they voted for Trump. So, you know, I look at the voters as the quarterback. How well do we trust the quarterback to get us to the finish line, to get us across the goal line with Jasmine Crockett? And I don't trust these voters in Texas.
I
really don't.
I don't look at the voter as quarterback. I would say they are the receivers and the running back. The quarterback is going to be Jasmine Crockett and how well of a campaign she run.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to change the view of some of those or get enough. And I don't know if you were listening to the whole thing, but I think Trump is going to pull those non-voters that didn't vote. And we all know that's why he's in office, because of the non-voters.
Mm-hmm.
The way things are going right now, as disorganized and as chaotic as stuff is right now, those people who sat back and didn't vote, I think that is who's going to show up at the polls. Now, Jasmine Crockett is not going to change some racist people who just not going to vote for a black woman. She's not going to change them.
Well, and she's not going to change Republicans who will never ever vote for a Democrat.
But there are just as many. I ain't gonna say just as many, but there are Democrats on the other side that would never vote Republican. So I always say that's a push. Now in Texas, of course, there's more Republicans that's going to vote Republican than Democrats that's going to vote Democrat. You know, there's percentages of difference there. But
in Texas, there's more registered Democrats combined with independents than there are registered Republicans.
Absolutely, and a
so
lot
the
of them
possibilities there.
So that's the question I want to ask Amy. We played defense with Beto.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that again. That's where I'm at. We played defense before. We had that same attitude with Beto, like, he's safer. He can. No, it is uniquely timed right now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right now.
I agree with that.
So I think the voters
she'll get my vote in the primaries.
I think the voters are the linemen, the receivers, and the running back. Jasmine Crockett is quarterback. Let's play a well-placed ball. Let's manipulate that offense so we can get around the defense and let's stay on the offense. Let's go.
Yep. But we got, as the players, we gotta play our position right.
Exactly.
That's important.
I will say, of all the arguments, like I said, because I was asking y'all to convince me, or and the offense thing resonates with me is because she is offense. I will say that. Talarico is defense.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. I will definitely agree. He is safe. He's safer.
Safe.
Mm-hmm.
And you are absolutely. He's safer.
Mm-hmm. Safer.
And if we're going to play offense, and if that's what it takes to win, then I can do that. I can do that.
To me, this is the year of the offense.
Well, the true test will be the primaries.
Right.
If she can beat Talarico in the primaries, then I think she can beat Paxton certainly, or Cornyn if he decides to run again. But she's got to get through the primaries.
I honestly think that the primaries is going to be as tight as the.
Yeah,
Oh, it
I
will
think
be.
so too. Because
Absolutely.
he's only got an 8-point lead on her right now, and 15% are undecided.
Yeah,
So
I think it's the same. I think it's the same. You know, I'm there. I'm there because of the offense part. Like I said, for me,
Thank
for
you,
me,
Black.
for me, for me, that was it. It was like, all right, if we're gonna fucking do it, let's do it. Like you can't play
Yeah,
preventive defense. You got at some point you got to play some fucking offense. And
Absolutely.
if they ain't vulnerable now, they ain't never going to be vulnerable.
right.
And they are
right.
vulnerable now. They are vulnerable now.
Exactly.
Yeah, they are.
Exactly.
They are
This is the
vulnerable
most
now.
vulnerable they've been
It's
because
the most vulnerable
Republicans
they
are
ever
turning
been.
against Trump.
They are
You
the most.
know, a lot
I
of it
can't,
because of the Epstein
yeah,
bullshit.
I can't expect to win down two playing preventive defense.
There you go.
I gotta
Prevent
go.
defense. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Black.
I think he's convinced. I'm
You
convinced.
people got you. You people
That's
got me.
good.
I want to say another word,
We
but
got to get Bobby. We have to get Bobby if this thing is going
all
to
right.
work. We have to
All
get
right.
Bobby.
All right. So now I got to figure out how to make this my wife's idea. Because I do. I gotta figure that out. So yeah, we gonna have to talk
Just say,
about
hey, baby, you convinced me.
yeah. Hey y'all, we have been 3 hours and
20
21
minutes.
And
minutes.
it don't even feel like it.
Right, right.
No.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't.
It was great. It was great.
It is. It is. It is. I do have a video that I hopefully that this one will show. And this is gonna be a little insight to how professional black people live their lives. So this is gonna be our because this is not a normal joint. So we ain't clean our palate. I just wanted something funny that we can all laugh to, and I think we all have lived in our lives as professional black people. And so let me bring this joint up because hold on. There we go. All right. Oh no, I don't want to do the whole one. Let me see. Give me a second, yo. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm sorry. Oh, there it is. Right there. It's right there. All right. Did that work? Here we go. All right. Yeah, I gotta blow it up. Yeah, I'm gonna blow it up. So Unc, I'm blowing it up.
He said he's blowing it up. You must have heard.
Yeah. Trying to.
Oh, I think I saw this.
Let me see what's gonna work. First off, let me start with this.
All right, the following. Code switching. I work.
Did y'all hear that?
Yes,
We heard code switching.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody code switching. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna see. Oh, that didn't work. That part didn't work. But all right. See if I can blow this joint up. All right, but we probably gonna have to play it the way it is because the sound mean more than anything, to be honest.
You see that little? You get that little arrow, then it didn't blow it up. The little
If I hit that arrow, I don't know if y'all won't see it. It'll say it's full screen. You see the click the exit. Yeah,
I got you.
So that's why I can't do that. But I'm gonna just play it the way it is, and then maybe I can do it this way. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's get it joint on.
Unwritten black commandment you sick and tired of following. Code switching. I work for LADWP, and I'm a procurement agent there. So yeah, I have to code switch. So you want to imagine what it'd be like if you didn't have to? Oh my God! If I could just do my job as the nigga that I am. Give us your job as the nigga you have to be. Set the stage, and then we want to see what it's like if you could be the nigga you really are. Hey, Tony, this is Eric from LADWP. I'm giving you a call about the order of 3/4-inch piping I ordered last week. I've noticed we have yet to receive those items. Can you give me an explanation as to why they haven't arrived?
Yes, Eric. Let me tap into the mainframe and check out that invoice. Can I get that invoice number, please, Eric?
Listen, Tony, if you check the email I sent you just previously, you will find that the invoice number and the order number are at the bottom right-hand corner. I really do need you to explain to me why the items haven't arrived. I have customers that are applying pressure to me because we're holding up operations. Now we're starting to affect public safety, and I have to answer to Mayor Bass.
All right, Eric, we're going to start over. And you're going to be the real nigga Eric corduroy jacket, cork forces on. At work, same problem, same issue, full black like you want to be.
Can I also be the real nigga that I am?
Full niggas on both sides.
Full niggas on both sides? All right, nigga, send me that email, nigga.
Hey, Tony, what's up, man? It's Eric, bro.
Oh, what up, dog?
Man, where the hell is the goddamn piping? I got these motherfuckers all on my ass, bro.
Oh, lower your case, nigga.
Hey, look.
What's the case number, nigga? Shit.
My nigga, don't you read your goddamn emails?
Oh, that's what we do. That's how you feel?
Nigga,
how you feel?
Nigga, I got pressure right now, bro. Where the fuck is the piping?
All right, nigga, since you whining this shit, what's the email you sent it from? I don't see it.
Nigga, you only got one email and one job. You fucking with my lunch break right now, my nigga.
I see it. I see it. It went to the. I'm gonna send it in tonight, man. You gonna get it by the end of the workday.
That's that same bullshit you ran on me last week, nigga. You always late on the piping, bro.
Man, fuck you, bro.
Hey, look, nigga. Check this out. You want that check, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you overcharging me for the piping any goddamn way, nigga.
Touche, nigga, touche.
So can you goddamn piping, bro?
All right, man, I got you, man. God damn, man. You ain't got to cuss me out like this.
Look, my nigga, I'm under pressure. I tell you what, I'll roll up sudden. I'll come through. We'll blow one. You feel me? We got to work on our shit.
Say less.
But nigga, you can't keep hemming me up like this, nigga. You can't keep
with that, man. My bad, dog. My bad.
Real niggas at the LADWP niggas solving issues.
I just thought that was pretty funny, and it's not, you know, indicative of how we all live our lives or anything like that. But you know, there are times where we all, as successful black people, we all have to
Code switch.
Code switch. Yeah, we all have to smile when you really want to give a motherfucker some shit.
I did it at USA for 22 years.
Oh no. You know I ain't never changed, dog. It's always been me. Hell yeah.
Ain't no way in the world you made it the Master Chief.
100%.
Master Chief. I done seen what Cuba went through. We all done seen what Cuba had to go through, dog.
Nah.
You ain't making the Master Chief without putting up with some
Listen.
shit.
Ask everybody to listen. No, I ain't never changed like that, bro. If I ain't like some shit, nah. You know, let me tell y'all this story real quick. And it's just one of the funniest story. Well, it's not funny, but so when I first came in the Navy, right, I had this LPO, and he was one of the, like, I came in the early 90s, so you know it was kind of how it was back then.
Mm-hmm.
And this cat, and I had been in the Navy. I had just got out of A school, checked in the Enterprise, and I probably been on there for long, I don't know, maybe 6 months. And this cat told me, he's like, he wanted us to clean up some stuff the night before. So I got up early, did muster with my boys. You got to start cleaning. He comes down to me and he's like, hey, why ain't y'all come muster? Right? I'm like, because we doing what you already told us to do yesterday. So I'm just doing it early. He said, and I said, well, can we get back to work? He said, you stand right here and you listen to me. He said, now if I tell you to jump, you ask me how high. Now, mind you, y'all heard what he said.
Mm-hmm.
So mind you, I'm literally out of the D, less than a year, and he tells me this. So when I told him, I said, listen, I don't know what the fuck you used to, but I'll tell your ass loose up in this motherfucker. I only been in here for less than you. You probably been here 10, 11 years. You got a family. I ain't got nothing to lose, bro. Don't you ever talk to nobody like that again. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how y'all been letting this dude be saying that, but the funny part about all that shit is like all my chiefs jumped in his ass, and he had to apologize to me, right?
Oh.
And this cat became one of my best buddies back, like throughout my career. Like after we had that conversation, you know what I mean? But you gotta have that conversation. You gotta be who you is. You know what I mean? No matter what the situation is or what it's gonna cost you. So for me, have I ever code switched? Nope. Because I always told folk what I felt. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna be like this. Oh, I agree with that. That's awesome. No, if I don't like, I'm just no. That shit is not cool. You know what I mean? So in some instances, some people do it, some people don't.
So
I don't.
Well, code switching isn't about
hold on,
doing, what you don't want to do.
I'm not politically correct all the time either. That's what I'm trying to say.
Listen to what you just said. Listen to what you just said.
Shit.
All the time.
Yeah.
And that's what really code switching is. It's not one of those things where you losing your principles, because I've never been that guy that I'ma just like I ain't kissing nobody's ass. I am who I am, and I'm gonna do a good job, and it is what it is.
That's it.
However, there are times where code switching is more about
Delivery.
Delivery, exactly. Delivery. And so
And knowing your audience too.
and knowing your
Knowing
audience.
your audience.
Exactly.
I can't act at work like I act around y'all.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So
Or they will do what they did to me.
What's that? Move you out your space?
No, sometimes I forget the code switch.
I don't code.
just
I
put
ain't
it that
never
way.
did that shit.
Sometimes I forget the code switch. So
You know why I never did that? Because my mom always told me I can always come home. So that's why I've always been the way I am. You know what I mean? Like
I still you can't. And Ronnie, I love you to death. I
I'm with
love you dearly.
Go ahead.
You can't tell me that you talk to every seller the way you would talk to me, the way you would talk to Black, the way you would talk to your son, the way you would talk to your niece, the way you would talk to somebody that lived on your street, the way you would talk to another Black brother that lived down the street from you. Like we have to adapt to the environment that we in, and that's the part of, to be honest with you, we everybody that's on this phone call live in a neighborhood where we are the minority.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. Trust me, I'm with you.
And so we all had to had those moments where we had to adapt and say, how I want to handle this is not how I want to, or you hear something that's like, I gotta just let that go. I'm gonna say something, but I'm gonna say it. All right now, you know what I mean? Not go full ham. I mean, like it's a bunch of different things that we all do.
Yeah.
Well, you code switch in the way that you talk to your boys and the way that you talk to your spouse.
Right.
That's
What
a
you
good way
mean?
to describe it. That's a good
You
way to
mean you think I talk? No. You saying I talk different with my boys and I talk to like my spouse?
Right.
Do you?
do.
Oh, listen. So that's the point I'm trying to make. Is like I don't talk. Everybody gets. I'm across the board with everybody. I've always been that way. You know what I'm saying? If I don't have to, I don't have to curse you out like I would probably do like one of my boys that I grew up
That's
with.
the code switch.
That's code
We're
switch.
probably so the rule because the rules aren't the same with people I really love and some people I really don't give a
That's
fuck
why we
about.
code
That's
switch.
the code
So hold
switch.
on, no.
That is why we code switch.
No.
Right.
So hear me out.
You can tell your boy, shut your ass up, bro. You fit to tell your little son, you say, hey there. That's a simple code switch. Because I'm gonna tell
no.
You tell your wife, shut your ass up. She
Yeah.
gonna look around and be like, who the hell you talking
You gonna
to?
slap your
Now
son.
your son ain't gonna say that to you. Like, who the hell you talking to, Dad? Because you gonna bust him in the mouth.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right. So you
Yeah,
code
No, but I would never. So for
There
me,
you
I
go.
don't talk. But the whole thing for me is I don't even talk like that. Is what I'm trying to say. Like if I told my son shut the fuck up, I would tell my wife shut the fuck. But I don't talk like that. You know what I mean? So for me, it's kind of like I don't want to hear what you got to say. You know what I mean? Like what you're saying is not what I want to hear. You know what I mean? That's
So
that's
you
the
would
difference. What I'm trying to say.
tell your son, get in there, your ass in the kitchen and do those dishes. But
I never had to tell him that.
Oh, you
Nope.
never had to tell him to
No.
do the dishes?
No, because I'm a different. Listen, I grew up different, right? So they knew in the early age. My grandmother was
my grandma's a straight asshole, right? So for me, for me and re-raising my kids, I was like, oh, this stuff that she used for me works. So she would just what she would do was like if I didn't do what she told me to do, she would like take shit from me. You know what I'm saying? Now I got my ass whooped. Now that's one thing I did code switch on. I ain't with my kids as much as I got my ass whooped, and
Yeah,
they
well, me
probably did
neither.
deserve it. They probably did deserve it, but I changed it up a little because I didn't think it worked as well as it should. But for me, how I grew up is like she would take things from me, right? And be like, "Oh, you want to do that? Okay, boo, cool. I'm gonna take your door off your freaking room, right?
I did
Or
that once.
no,
I
real
did that
talk.
too. I did
Or
that too.
listen, this is how I grew up. Or I'll take your mattress off your bed. You had a box spring with no covers and
I
no
did that
pillow.
too. I did
You
that
feel what
too.
I'm saying? So it's a different way to do it. Like so for me, I've been always been across the board. Even when I've been in the Navy, I talk to people just like I talk to anyone else I talk to out in the street. It's like I tell them exactly how I feel because I want them to tell me how they feel. That's one thing I never that no real talk. That's one thing I never changed. Is like don't I would take my anchors off. I would take my anchors off and have conversations with people. You know what I'm
So
saying? Because I don't
would
want
you
you to
ever
talk to
take the
me.
mattress off the bed with your wife?
Me? I've never had
Yeah.
to do that since. I didn't think it was a cool thing then. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Even though I honestly I did deserve it because I was doing stupid stuff. But for me, nah, hell no. I'm across the board because I don't think of people like that. I think of people like you're gonna accept me how I am or you're not gonna accept me at all. That's just how it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So
We
that's
hear
But
you.
that's not what code switching
We
is.
yo, we
You
hear
can
you.
listen. You can call. Listen, Bobby. Listen, Bobby. Know all the people I know. Ask anybody about how I do business. But the whole thing is like that's just how I ask Holly. You know what I'm saying? I don't change. I've always been this way. I've never ever been like what you got. I don't change for anybody.
It's not about change. It's
Hey,
how
it's yeah,
your
it's
sister
not about
delivers.
changing.
No, it's
We
It's
don't
your
change
delivery.
either.
the delivery.
Ask
Yeah.
Bobby.
It's all
I'm
about
I'm the
delivery.
same way with everybody.
Me
I
too.
don't
Yeah.
I
change.
am too. I
I
think
used to
everybody
talk
knows.
In the
on the
military,
Yeah.
phone.
I was the person always cross the board. I don't care where I am, but I know I can't talk in in the workspace or in certain public areas like I can talk in my house or in Bobby's house around him or around his wife. I can't do that. I gotta switch up and talk a little bit. I don't use the word nigga,
So
but
that's
I
what I was about
promise.
to use.
Yeah,
Does
I don't use the word nigga,
do
and
you? Do
that's
you?
period. But if I did, I think I wouldn't use it around white folks. I
Right.
wouldn't
Well,
call my brother
Absolutely.
nigga around white folks.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
I did slip up at work and call a white boy nigga at work.
Mm.
He pissed me off that much. And
damn.
I'm glad he didn't
Gotta hear
hear
that story
it.
one day. Not today. Not
I'm,
today.
It
But we
didn't
gotta
turn
hear
it,
that
was-
into.
story.
it was one of them racist white boys that want to think
Yep.
that they can do what they want to do. And
Yep.
I just said, this nigga. And I said, oh shit, that slipped. And I don't use that word. He pissed me off that much
Mm-hmm.
that I called a white boy. I referred to a white boy as a nigga. And but again, I can't act like if all my friends come to my house, I'm gonna act a certain way. But when I walk out that door, you're gonna see the professional black, or if I'm at work, it's the
Yeah.
professional black. So yes,
Yeah.
there is a code switch. Or if I call shit and be like, dude, what the fuck? If I call somebody professional, I can't say that to him. Sorry,
Yes,
auntie.
I didn't talk to USA members the way I talk to my kids.
Right.
So for me, how I look at it is, and I understand that fully. I'm not saying that I'm not saying it's a bad thing because it isn't. I'm not saying that at all. Because again, I'm sure there's situations where you have to obviously change the way I'm not gonna go. I guess you guys kind of make sense. I'm not gonna go in front of the presidents and be like, "Fuck you, motherfuckers." No, well,
Yeah.
I probably would, uh, but for me, like I understand. I completely understand what you're saying, right? I do, but if you treat everybody this is just my thinking. If you treat everybody the exact same way, you've
That's
never
not the
had to code
argument.
switch.
It's not about treating people.
Let me because I
Or
absolutely I
speak to him.
live by
What I
that.
mean by or speak to him
Yeah, but no. But treating everybody the same and speaking to everybody the same are two different things.
Two different.
Different.
The best
Yeah.
way
Right, you're right. Yes,
the best
you're
way to
right.
describe it is like this. I would how I talk to my mama and how I talk to Black and Keith is two different things.
Totally
Two
different.
different. I agree. I'm right there with you.
That's the best way to describe it. How you talk to your
Mm-hmm.
mama and your grandmother, How you would talk to your grandmother is different than how you would talk to me.
That's probably your first code switch in your life. It started right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Your grandma, because you ain't want to lose that dough no more. So you better watch how you talk.
I ain't want to lose
Better
no more
watch it.
skin. What you mean, Black? I
Exactly.
lost skin,
Exactly.
bruh.
Better watch your tone.
No, but no,
That's
see,
it. That's it. That is it. In and of itself.
I get what you're saying, but I don't know if I guess I've always been taught that way. So
I guarantee you ain't cussed in front of your grandmother that much or your mother that much.
Right.
I mean, not as much as your brothers or your sisters or like.
oh no. Yeah, well, they speak a whole different language than me
But,
sometimes.
but my point is still the same. Like that's just
That's
that's
code
code
switching.
switching. That's code switching in and of itself. And we're gonna end
No,
on that
I
note.
get what you guys said. Yeah, I guess I will have to call it that. I
Yeah,
guess you know what I mean.
yeah.
But
That it's whatever adjective you want to use. So
I don't know. I have to look at it. I don't know. But talking for listen.
they going like I'm thinking on
Here's how to get out of that. If that's the case, is what I was saying earlier, right?
Mhm.
You talk to your and my grandmother's gone, right? Or both of them are gone now.
Mhm.
But the whole thing is that if I talk to my kids worse than I talk to somebody outside of my home, what would that say about me, really?
No,
You,
we're
you
talking
understand
about
what I mean?
No, we
So
don't
I
say that.
I
we're
give
talking
people
about the
that's
tone.
outside of my listen. What I'm
The
saying is,
tone.
I
The
give people
tone.
outside of my home. Hold on.
No,
I
the
give people
tone.
outside. Hold on. I give people outside of my home more respect than I give my kids and my
No,
spouse.
the
Ain't no
tone.
way.
The
No.
tone,
The,
not
Yeah.
the respect.
the tone. Listen, the tone. The way I speak to them, the words that I say. If I speak worse to the people I love the most than I do the people that I don't really give a care about, doesn't that make sense to me? Does that make you understand what I mean? So that's why I talk to them even kill.
No.
That's not code switching.
Let's look at two different things, but it's the same thing.
Okay.
Your kids are messing up. Whatever the mess up is, it could be they ain't doing the school right, they ain't doing this right, this, that, and the other. You're gonna be on their ass on what are you doing? You messing up this, you messing up that, and cuss word may come out this and the other. And that's now somebody that's supposed to be giving you a loan that you know you qualify for, but is a business loan and is at their discretion. And they're talking to you like, hey, we don't think you can give you that loan ever like that. You know they messing up just like your kid is messing up. Like it's a different, situation, but they still messing up the same. You are not going to talk to that person that could possibly give you that loan the same way you're going to talk to your kid that's this mess. They both messing up.
I got one too, Chip.
Go,
When
go,
you
go ahead,
finish.
go ahead. Say yours. Say yours.
All right,
That's
running. That guy in that guy in that P weight who told you when you was in the military as an E1 or E2 said,
yeah,
when I say jump, you say high.
right.
He probably was talking to his kids like that at home, and he didn't code switch. So he told his kids, when I say jump, he say how high. But he tried to come to work and tell you that, and you made his ass code switch real quick. That's what I'm talking about, code switch. He can't talk to you like he talked to his kids at home,
There
and
it
you
is.
didn't let him get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
He had to change, and he became your best buddy because you
Did
made
it.
him see he could not change. I mean, he couldn't talk to you like that. And I'm pretty sure he talked to his kids. When I say jump, you say high, and they all run around. Oh, dad said this. Dad said this. He better do it. And he tried to come to work and pull it on you.
You probably
And you
talk to
was
his
like,
wife that way
you
too.
better code switch because you ain't about to talk to me like that.
Oh,
So
That's a good
is
one.
that
Oh, we
I
lost
think we
you, Ronnie.
lost it.
Yeah, we lost you, Ronnie.
Maybe his battery died.
Well, we
And
have
then
him on.
it sounded like his battery died
Yeah,
because
it
mine
probably
started
did.
static in the
Yeah,
other night, and then it
we
went
had
out.
340. We had 345.
Yup.
Hey,
All right.
it's this. We did a marathon. I think that this was an outstanding pod. I appreciate y'all all for coming on. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'll see y'all on Wednesday. I think
That'll work.
we hopefully I'm praying for Minnesota that things don't get out of hand
Yeah.
Mm.
to the
Yeah.
point where um it's just
civil unrest, right?
yeah.
To the point
We,
where
we
Trump
don't
has
need
to
that.
declare.
Well, because
He
I
want to
think
do that.
That's what he wants to
I think he's
do.
going to do
Yeah,
it anyway. I think he's going to do it
yeah.
anyway. I think
That's what he's
he'll
aiming
take a
for.
dumpster fire. You know, if
Yeah, he
that's what
wants
he
to do it
thinks
to Tim
that he
Walz. You
needs.
know
He
that he
wants to
wants.
declare martial law.
Yeah,
It's an
yeah,
election year.
yeah.
Under martial law, elections are postponed. So that's his plan.
Yep.
Ain't it's good to see you? I don't want to say that.
Good to see you too.
Come on.
Hey, that's cleaning our palate
There
right
we
there.
go.
That's cleaning our
Cinco.
palate.
There we go.
Cinco.
Yeah. You gonna start singing? It's okay. You can sing. You can sing. He like, what is
He's
going
like, where's
on?
my headphone?
What is going on?
That's
What is
awesome.
going on? Yeah.
Yep.
So, hey, I love y'all. Let me bring Ronnie. I think Ronnie got a new. There you go. Welcome back, Ronnie. We about to shut it down.
Oh, we lost him
Oh,
again.
he lost gun.
Oh shoot, no, that was me. Hitting it too many times.
Yeah, it like dropped out
There we
on
go.
me for a second.
Yeah,
Can you guys hear me?
yeah. We
Yeah.
got.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. My phone was like that. I'm like, oh no.
All right.
Oh
I
no.
heard that static in your phone. And that was what mine did on Wednesday. I heard static. I'm like, why is my damn phone static?
Was that
Then all I
mine?
said, it had started to just like mine did
Yeah.
Wednesday. It started static, and I'm like, oh, if his battery died, because that was what mine did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
it was, man. Because I was like, why is it so staticky?
Yep,
So,
that's an indication your battery
Your
about to
battery's
go out.
going low.
Yep.
okay, so
That's what
I had to
happened to
plug it.
me.
And I'm like, what the
Yeah.
heck? Listen, when she said that earlier, I'm like, oh no. She's like, oh, my battery. I'm like, man, my wife do that every day. Every day, bro. Like, go, can you find my phone? I'm like,
All
I
right,
don't know
y'all.
what it is about y'all power, bro.
We got to get out of here. We love y'all.
Texas.
Hey, who y'all got? Who y'all got to win them games tomorrow?
Seattle
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Y'all got a good shot.
And I'm
and the
hoping
Patriots.
Denver because I do not want to see the Patriots at all.
Yeah, I don't either, but I
I
think
want
they're
to see
going to
some.
beat
I'm
Denver.
Nah, I
gonna
don't want
say
to see the
Denver.
Patriots.
I'm gonna say Denver because I want Denver to win.
Yeah, I want Denver to win too, but
without
I
their
think it'll
starting
be the
quarterback, it's
Patriots.
gonna be
Right.
hard.
Without
Yeah, Bo got hurt, man. He broke his
Yep.
ankle or
Yeah.
something.
Yep, he's
Yep.
out.
Broke a bone in his ankle.
But did you hear about what Nick Foles told him? He said he was telling Denver the Patriots don't do well with backup quarterbacks.
Ooh. There's some drama in there.
Wow, yeah, that's
that
some
was
shade right
throwing
there.
some shade. Yeah.
Wow.
Say bye.
That's some shade right there. Hey, listen, the Patriots got a really good shot. And I'm not a big
Yeah.
Patriots fan. But
Yeah.
them boys look real good
They
this year,
do.
boy. Ooh wee.
It's
Yes,
All
gonna
right,
be tough for
y'all. I
Denver.
love y'all, and
All
I
right, love
see
you too,
y'all
bro.
Wednesday,
All
man.
right, then I'll
All
holler.
right, love you too.
Y'all take
Alrighty.
care. Love y'all.
Get out there and vote, Bobby, and talk to